The following program contains scenes and language of a explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
I don't know, Mike. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, everybody. He's a macho. Savage, you're listening to Mike Trash, TrashTalkingRadio.com. The best in the business. Say it, the macho.
Wrestling fans throughout radio land, listen to Trash Talking Radio at TrashTalkingRadio.com. Every Tuesday from 7 to 10 o'clock, you hear guys like myself, the Ugandan Giant Kamala. And that's my story.
You can hear words to describe the Trash Talking Radio Show from 7 to whenever we get done is by using a screwdriver to cut roast beef. This is Motivation, the other half of the Rock and Wrestling Connection. That's the trashy one and the loony one together forever.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ivan Golub. I'm here to tell you about Mike Talking Trash. With the Trash 7 to 10. Tuesday nights, you got to listen in. It's the best around, the best in town. Alright, hey, this is the Animal. One half of the world famous take in the Road Warriors. Listen to them. If you know what's good for you, you'll listen to Trash Talking Radio or else.
Hey everybody, you're watching Trash Talking Radio. This is Hulk Hogan. Hulk, what do you got to say about Trash Talking Radio?
Well, I gotta say that I just bought Trash Talking Radio. You're out of the picture, dude. This is my show, and you better watch because what you gonna do when Hulk Hogan's brand new Trash Talking Radio runs wild on you?
This is the Vital Idol, and you're listening to Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10 on TrashTalkingRadio.com. And remember this. When the Vital Idol tells you, it's got to be true. And when it's on the internet, it's got to be real. It's Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10. I am international rock star, way above par, the host with the most, Mr. Tuesday Night, the Vital Idol, Classy Mike Trash, and thank you very much.
It is Trash Talking Radio. It is Tuesday night, and I got to adjust these volumes before everybody's ears are blown off. Let me see if we can do this. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, I think we actually accomplished something. And, I guess I ought to put us on the screen, too. Let's see. How do I do that? Okay. Hold on. Let's see. Which one is it? This one. I think it's this one. Hey, guess what? We're on the screen. Huh. That's not the picture I remember putting on there, but okay, it'll work. For some reason, your head's cut off. Oh, I know why. Hold on. Let's try this again. Turn this off. And we'll turn this one on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Darn it. Oh, it's like this is like my first day on the job. Okay. Hey, that looks like us. Okay. All right.
Hi, Michael.
Hey, Doug. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I think I'm going crazy. I don't know. It's been a couple weird months, and it doesn't seem to be unweirder lately. Let's see, I got to turn this down a little bit so we aren't pegging everything. Got to make sure that everything's right. All right, let's see. I think that's pretty close. Okay, I'm still too close. Okay. I got to turn me down a little. Okay. All right. Yeah, everything's good. Everything, I couldn't ask for things to be much better because, they're just crazy. But this weekend we had a show. Oh, man, I had 2 shows this weekend. I had show Friday where we did our regular live show. And then I had a show Sunday, which wasn't our show, but it was in our building. And I wanted to be there to see how well they were going to do. And that went pretty good, too. So we had 2 good shows this week. This weekend coming up, geez. Let's see, Wednesday I'm going to do... I'm going to catch up from everything I haven't caught up with because I had so much to do this weekend. Thursday morning, I have my mentor, and I'm working on... I had a really good mentor meeting last week. It was awesome. I'll talk about that later, but I had that, and then Thursday night I had band practice because we're going to play this Saturday in the Doyle Hotel, which is our first time with our new drummer, and I feel bad for him because he's getting thrown to the wolves for us to play this quickly, but I know him and I know he'll be able to do it. It's just we got to be careful what songs we pick because he's not ready for everything, but I think we can do this weekend pretty good. So Saturday I'll be okay. Thursday I got the mentor, then I got band practice. Friday I got the SPO wrestling, the live wrestling. Saturday I've got the live band. So Sunday I think I'll pass out. So and then Monday I started all over again. So other than that, I'm not doing much at all. I'm just
you have too much time on your hands, man.
Yeah, that's what I think too. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I like to keep busy. Oh, today I did an audition. I might play it for you. It's pretty funny. I'm supposed to play this bumbling magician, and so I came in and I said, I'm Classy Mike Trash. I'm from Dauphin, Pennsylvania, and I'm here to sing because you're looking for a musician. And then I said, oh, you wanted a magician? Okay. All right, I can do that too. And then I took it from there and I bumbled my way through it. It was pretty funny. It was supposed to be that kind of thing. That's the other reason it was okay. It was supposed to be funny. So I can't really tell you whether it was funny or not because I was the one in doing it. But let's just say I didn't do anything successfully. I didn't do any trick successfully because that's what they wanted. So, yeah. You can be the judge as to whether or not I was successful. And I was a really bad magician when I was a kid, and so it just stems from my experience being a bad magician as a kid. So it was kind of fun. But
well, I hope you get it.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it pays pretty good, so I would like to get it. I also sent an audition in for, what was it? It was a pretty big. I don't remember what it was though. It was like it was worth like $3,000. So I like to apply for things like that because I think by now I deserve more money than I've been getting in the past couple of years. Commercials do better work though. They're a lot easier. They're a lot quicker, and you don't have to, you get it done basically in one day. So that's the nice thing about that. Anyway, so here's the cool thing about this this training I had last Thursday, the mentor. The person who's training me, her name is Antoinette Stratton. Her husband is Richard Stratton. He has written a lot of good stuff that's been on TV. He wrote Gotti Brothers, or Gotti and Son. I think it was Gotti and Son, and that was on A&E and stuff. And I watched the first segment of that. And anyway, so she and I were doing our thing. We were, she was mentoring me, and he stepped into the picture, and he told me that I'm a really good writer, and I thought that was really cool. So that's from somebody that's in the industry. So that was kind of really cool that he actually said that. And so they're going to invite me to a function that's going to have a lot of industry people in it. So I'll be going to Philadelphia to do that. That'll be cool. And I'm looking forward to it. It's man, it's so exciting, all the things that are going on right now. And I almost bought a car, and then I decided to wait a little longer, because every time I think I have the right car, something comes up and it tells me to wait. So I'm waiting again. The one I was going to buy was the Lucid, and then I read all these bad things about Lucid. And so I'm doing a little more stuff on Lucid before I make a decision. And then they dropped the price of the Tesla that I wanted. And then I looked at another thing, and something I need to determine. If I buy another Model X, because I have these businesses, I can actually write with the new tax thing, that the big beautiful bill or whatever it is, we can deduct 100% of that car off if it's used for 50% of the time used for business or something like that. And my car would be used for business pretty much 100% of the time, because I don't leave the house except for business. So if that's true, I can write off a $100,000 car for $100,000, but I got to make $100,000 to make it worth $100,000. So I don't know. I got to do a little more research on that too. So yeah, I've got a couple more weeks before the end of the year, and that's when all the things reset to the new year and all the deals go away. So I'm gonna have to do some serious research on this stuff. So how about you? What'd you do? What have you been up to?
Normal, everyday grind. My homeschooling, radio program, rock climbing.
Rock climbing?
Yeah, I take my grandson rock climbing. There are two schools here, two clubs, and they have indoor climbing, 3 stories high.
Oh, okay. The indoor stuff is cool.
Yeah, indoor stuff.
You're not doing.
And then of course I go to the ARC and preach and teach. So,
okay.
So it's just a normal grind.
I hope you're not climbing, are you?
No, my climbing days are way over.
You used to be an adventurous guy back in the day.
Used to be. That's the appropriate term. Used to be.
Yeah. Well,
I'm 70 years old now. I'm scared of my own shadow. So.
Yeah. Well, I understand that. Sadly, probably too well. I'm right behind you. So, well, that's good. That's good that everything's going good.
Yeah, everything's going fine.
Yeah. And so we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Let's see here. I was cleaning up my notes. Was able to get rid of some notes, and because the articles have expired, so I can't find them anymore. So I decided I was going to clean them up a little bit. But let's go straight into your favorite part of the day, the birthdays.
Yes.
Some of these people you're going to know. Some of these people you might not know. You'll have to let me know which ones you know and which ones you don't know. First one, Brendan Fraser. There he is. He was really, really popular years ago. Then he disappeared, and then he made a reappearance. He came out with that movie called The Whale. That's him in The Whale, where he looked like he weighed 500 pounds. He looked like me at a period of time. Actually, I think he's gained a bit of weight because I think he looks like this now. But he used to be a really good-looking guy, and now he's putting up, these as we all are aging. He doesn't look as good as he used to, although I think I look better than I used to. But yeah, it's his birthday.
I have no idea who he is.
Okay.
He looks around 57.
Oh, you got that one right on the nail. Good job. All right. Julianne Moore. Did you ever watch ER?
No.
No? Really?
No. Yeah.
Okay. Well, she was the big ER nurse in ER. And she's had other things too, but that's the only thing I can think of that she did. She's doing, her birthday is also within the last week. Any idea?
Oh goodness, no.
She's aging well, by the way.
Okay, so I'll say 67.
65. That's good. Or 65. Tiffany Haddish. She's a black comedian who's actually come into her own the past couple years. She looks more. I guess this is really what her look is currently. She's quite.
Let's say I don't know her.
Okay.
But let's say 49.
46. Yes, you got that one too. All right. How about this one, Daryl Hannah? A name you haven't heard for years. Remember, she was that mermaid or whatever.
Yeah, she was the mermaid. Yes, yes.
I don't know where her current.
I'm going to say. Let's see. I do know her. It's been a while. Boy, I don't know. I have no idea how to guess. I know her from the long blonde hair picture.
Yeah, she was gorgeous. She still is pretty good looking. But
55.
Where are we at? There. You're off by 10 years.
45 or 65?
65.
Really?
Well, keep in mind that movie came out in like the 70s or the 80s, I think, in the 80s.
Yeah.
So that mermaid movie did, and she was in with Tom Hanks, and there's a young Tom Hanks. So Kim Basinger. I think she looks like this now.
78.
She's 72. So you're still within the range or somewhere around there. This one I don't know if you know or not, but I'm going to say it anyway. Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj. Well, I've heard the name, but
I've heard
I don't.
The name too. I couldn't. If I had to say how old she was, I wouldn't have a clue.
Really, me too. Let's say from her profile. It's going to be hard.
Yeah, it is. She aged well.
40, age well, that's always
stay where you were.
47.
She was 40, she's 43. I didn't want to influence you because you were going up. John Malkovich. And he's been around forever too.
76.
72, so you get that one too. This one is going to be a little tough. Judi Dench. She was in the James Bond movies. She's the Q.
Yes, okay. I think I watched one of the Bond movies with her that I remember. Oh, man. She's 78.
Way off.
88?
Closer, yes. I'll give you the 88. She's 91.
91.
And lastly, but not leastly for sure, see if you know this guy. Donny Osmond.
Well, he's been around forever.
Ever. I mean, when I was a kid, he was a big star.
95.
No, not that bad. He's younger than you.
65.
68. So you get a point. I guess you pretty much, you nailed all of them, I think. pretty much. So that's pretty good. You got really good at this.
Well, I'm getting better.
Yeah.
I still don't enjoy it.
I do, though. I like putting you on the hot seat. Oh, man. All right, next. Well, I guess I got to clean these windows up here. Get rid of them. What do we got next? We got... okay. Don't close that one. I closed it. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Okay. All right. Next, I got. Let's see. Okay. Supreme Court heard oral arguments in Cox Communications versus Sony. Case that could determine the internet service provider's level of responsibility for pirated content. I mean, I feel like this is, 2000 that this is all going on. But in 2023, pirated movies and TV shows were downloaded nearly 19 billion times, costing the U.S. economy more than $29 billion per industry estimates. That same year, music piracy saw more than 17 billion visits. Most internet service providers are part of a voluntary alert system to crack down on piracy. Cox, the third largest broadband provider, is not. So they're being sued because they're not. And they're being sued for $1 billion in damages. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I mean, it's really hard to stop piracy because, the people that want to pirate, they're going to find a way to pirate. Everyday people don't really do it, but I don't see how they're going to stop it. And I guess they got to keep making their self known, but $1 billion in damages is a lot of money for any cable company to have to dish out. So I think that's a bit much. But I don't know. I think that the problem is you can't, like, one closes down, another pirate site opens up. So it's really hard to stop it from happening. I don't know. Just an opinion of mine. They're expected to rule in the case by June. But that's entertainment. That's entertainment news. So, two female gymnasts are alleging that gymnast and Olympic sports watchdog failed to address sexual abuse by the coach. So, again, a hard thing to watchdog over this stuff. I don't know. I mean, I hate to see that kind of thing happen. It's definitely happens more than it should. The lawsuits allege the plaintiffs were 11 and 12-year-old trainees at Charles who dreamed one day of competing in the Olympics when they began training under Gardner in 2018. They said they were subject to physical, emotional, and sexual abuse, harassment, and molestation until they quit the gym. I mean, that's a thing that that age, someone's got to be held accountable for that. So I don't know exactly how to hold them accountable, except that they gotta stand trial.
Well, they deserve long sentences.
Yes, I agree. But it says here, Gardner's sanction escalated from temporary suspension to ineligible on September 12th due to his arrest. So he's not allowed to train him already, but the damage is already done, It says lawsuits are first filed since Gardner's arrest. The lawsuits filed in Polk County, Iowa, are the first civil cases brought in abuse scandal that came to light in a series of reports. The FBI had arrested Gardner in August. They alleged U.S. Gymnastics and Safe Sport, the watchdog created by Congress to investigate misconduct in Olympic sports in the aftermath of the Larry Nassar. Do you remember the Larry Nassar? I think that was in Ohio, wasn't it? Larry Nassar?
I don't remember.
Or else it was in Pennsylvania. It was one of those two. He missed opportunities to stop Gardner. I don't know. But that's in the news. I also show antitrust trial against NASCAR begins with the fate of NBA star Michael Jordan's team. I didn't even know Michael Jordan had a NASCAR team. That shows what happens when you have too much money. You're invested in NASCAR. Michael Jordan appears to be... Oh, shoot, I can't read it now. Stop it. Stop it up. Appears to be headed to court. An antitrust lawsuit filed by Jordan's 23XI racing team against NASCAR, the major sanctioning body for pro stock car racing, and owned by the France family, is set to go on trial. It was set to go on trial December 1st, which is past. I guess this is left over from last week. Let's see here. Yeah. But anyway, so I don't know where it's at now, but I guess it went to court the 1st. So I don't know where we are on it. It says, what is NASCAR's antitrust lawsuit? The lawsuit accuses NASCAR of restraining fair competition and violating the Sherman Antitrust Act, preventing the team from competing without accepting the anti-competitive terms it dictates. The lawsuit also asserts the France family and NASCAR are monopolistic bullies. Jordan has not entered this battle alone. Denny, so I guess the lawsuit is that this one big entity runs everything from what it looks like. So the case centers on the multi-million charter agreements which guarantee teams spots in every race of the Cup Series, the Major League of NASCAR, and entitles them a share of NASCAR's revenue from the sponsorship and media deals. So, that's interesting. Okay, that's a more interesting thing than what did you put Chosen? Why did you put Chosen down there? Christine's typed in Chosen. By the way, we can do a Chosen today because I did catch.
Good.
All right, let me see here. Why is this not working in? This, for some reason, is not working in Twitch. The stream's working everywhere but Twitch. Oh, now we're working. Okay. It did come up. Okay. By the way, we had a pretty good showing in our show last week in YouTube. YouTube's actually picking up some traction.
That seems to be the one that's moving.
Yeah, I mean we're getting like that. So why are we? Okay, I thought we were frozen. I looked at the screen and it looked like we were frozen. But your image is not working out too well. I'm going to have to turn your image back on because I can see right through you when the white background is on. I can see right through you. So I think I'll turn it back. Turn the color key off on that. Oh, how do I get it back? How do I get it back? I don't know how to return it. How do I get it back to 0? Oh, now you're going all together. All right. Let's see. How do I turn that off? I don't know how to do that. Oh, now it's just your head.
What have you done to me, Michael?
Hey, you're just a little head.
Disembodied head.
Yeah, it must be.
What show was that where there was a disembodied head?
Was that Max Headroom?
Max Headroom, yes.
Okay, how do I get you back? Gotta figure out how I get you back now, because you're not with us
You
anymore.
can see my
Okay,
arms too, so it's just
okay, I got
my
you.
flesh. There you go.
Reset you, that's it. Then I can turn this off. Wait, that was the wrong way. Okay, I need to turn this. Okay. Why is this acting up? We had you. I gotta get your eyes back. There we are. There you are. All right, you're back. We're gonna have to work on that.
I'm back.
All right, where was I? Oh, wait. So I can do that next. So you, Oz. Oz? She said Oz? Oh, she's talking about Oz with the floating head. You remember the Wizard of Oz?
Oh, yeah. Wizard. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. Next. What do we got next? We got, NFL announcer announces Charlie Puth, Brandy Carlisle, and Coco Jones as headliners for the Super Bowl pregame show February 8th. You're a Super Bowl fan, aren't you?
As long as my team's in it. If it's not in it, no, I'm not a fan.
Who's your team?
The Eagles, unfortunately, they are making they're an embarrassment right now.
Uh-oh.
Not good. Not good at all.
Yeah.
I put their hat away and I've broken out the Phillies hat.
There you go. That's one way you can, you know, I couldn't get involved in that. I can't without. I can't invest in there's too many teams. There's too many teams, and everybody's adamant about theirs being the best. And ever since Tom Brady retired, I just have no desire to get in it. So I don't know.
Well, last year the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and this year they're one of the worst teams in football. So
isn't that weird how it goes from that extreme to the other extreme?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, do they change that many players, or why would they go from that one to the other?
Coaching, the quarterback may have hit a wall.
Oh.
And
they don't have Tom Brady?
Injuries, they don't have Tom Brady. No, not even close. No. And then there's injuries, Mike. The Eagles have a lot of injuries, but it's no excuse. Other teams have injuries too.
Yeah. Yeah. Have the Eagles always been your favorite?
Yeah, growing up in central Pennsylvania, yeah.
That's funny. All right. Anyway, so there you go with that. What else we got? Here's a good one. Okay, so Thanksgiving was just recently, and I wonder if this is supposed to be. I think this is Pennsylvania only. DUI arrests made during Thanksgiving holiday. Guess how many?
I bet you a couple thousand.
Well, for I think just Pennsylvania, 458 DUI arrests during Thanksgiving.
Well, that's not too bad. I thought it would be much more than that.
Just Pennsylvania? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
As many officers as I saw on the highway going home from Pennsylvania to Ohio.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. I just don't even. Oh, man. It says here, state police released results of Thanksgiving holiday checkpoint enforcement that resulted in 400. It says 400, but it says 458 arrests. Pennsylvania State Police stated that they investigated 1,183 vehicle crashes during the 5-day weekend. That's just a crazy amount of vehicle crashes. Oh. Yeah, that's a lot. It also issued 7,472 speeding tickets, 934 for failing to wear a seatbelt, and 72 for not securing the. What are you doing? Don't growl at me while I'm working. I heard you. What, you want to say something? Uh-huh. That's what I thought. This dog. The weekend crash data. What are you're sneezing on my chair? The crash data. This year it was 1,183 crashes, five fatal crashes, 6 people killed. Injury-related crashes is 186. DUI-related crashes 61. DUI-related fatal crashes 0. Last year it was 1168 or 1167. 6 fatal crashes, 6 people killed. Injury-related crashes was only 164 compared to 186. DUI-related crashes, 61 again. That seems to be the magic number. And DUI-related fatal crashes was 1 in 2024. So, but we're looking at DUI arrests for 5 days, 458 arrests versus 547 in 2024. So it's less. Speeding violations used to be 8148. This year it was 7472. Child seat citations was 102, and now it's 72. So, I mean, it's a little better. People are...
everything's gotten better.
Yeah. Seatbelt citations was 1,072. It's now 934. People are smarter. Other citations, it was 20,608 citations. Now it's 19,267 citations. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, they were working hard this year. Oh, man. So you can be thankful you didn't get a citation. Oh. Now, if you're, okay. Here's some weird stuff. Not even Santa owns the North Pole or other. Did you realize that? I'm not sure what that. Okay, Arctic facts. Let's find out what all Arctic facts there are. 5 different things people get wrong about the Arctic. Let's see. What are they? People often confuse the Arctic with Antarctica. Both are cold and icy, but that's basically where the similarities end. The Arctic is a region on top of Earth consisting of an ocean, the Arctic Ocean, which is more or less surrounded by land. The Antarctic is at the bottom of the Earth and is a continent surrounded by ocean. People have lived in the Arctic for a long time, while Antarctica has no native human population. Both regions have 24-hour daylight in summer and 24-hour darkness in winter. But these seasons are opposite times of the year. Did you know that?
Yes.
Oh, you did? Okay. Well, that makes you smarter than me, because I never really thought about it. Misconceptions. You see penguins in the Arctic. You will not find wild polar bears in the southern hemisphere, but you will see tons of penguins. Now let's flip the script. You'll see a lot of polar bears in the Arctic, but no penguins. I didn't even know that, but I never thought about that. That is not to say there aren't any birds in the Arctic. The polar region is actually one of the world's biggest breeding areas for birds. Many species migrate huge distances to the Arctic. So I guess that's the what was that island everybody went to Fantasy Island, I guess.
Yes.
You went to an island to not to get laid, but there was a Club Med. That's what it was. I guess Club Med, that would be their Club Med. They all go there to get laid. Oh, man. Misconception. Almost no one lives in the Arctic. No one. It's true that the vast areas of the Arctic are empty of people. Take Greenland. Oh, is that part of the Arctic? I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Fewer than 60,000 people live in the 836,000 square miles. Well, I wouldn't live there if they paid me huge sums of money. I don't like the cold. And their town that they live in, most of the people, Nook, N-U-U-K. But the Arctic is far from uninhabited. People have lived in its chilly embrace for thousands of years. A group known as ancient North Siberians lived in the Russian Arctic at least 31,000 years ago. Why would you stay? I mean, you know, it's not like
it's all they know.
But I mean, if you're traveling looking for a place to stay, why would you go to the coldest place on earth? You know, personally, I want to be somewhere where I'm warm. I don't know. But people would say, why would you go to the warm places? But I don't know. It's always cold in the Antarctic. It's not always cold in the Antarctic. Did you know that? 2 out of 3.
It warms up.
It says, yes, 2 out of 3 of the seasons are winter. In polar summer, the average temp rises to about 45 degrees Fahrenheit. That's still cold. I wouldn't go there. Which is warm enough to melt the snow and allow flowers to bloom. But it's still too cold to do anything else. I want to go somewhere where I don't have to freeze. Inland areas without migrating oceans tend to see bigger swings between extreme summer and winter temps. Fairbanks, Alaska, which is slightly outside the Arctic Circle and hundreds of miles from any ocean, see July highs around, oh, well, that's not bad. I could deal with that. Their highs are around 76. And in January, highs just below 0. That I don't like. I don't know. I'm not a cold person. Misconception. We definitely know who discovered the North Pole. Do we? Oh, okay, we don't.
Yeah, I don't, but yes.
First, a little misconception. There are actually multiple North Poles. Okay. Well, I knew there was there's a magnetic North Pole, and then there's another North Pole, I think, if I remember correctly. It says here, there are actually multiple. Okay, if you ever done a lot of navigation with a compass, you know that the compass and your map usually have very different ideas of where north is. We're specifically talking about geographic North Pole, which is the point which the axis of rotation intersects the surface. I want to know which North Pole Santa's at.
Well, if he uses GPS to get around, it's probably the magnetic North Pole.
Okay, well so that's the answer. Okay, I always wondered that. That's okay. The North Pole belongs to somebody. Misconception. I guess it doesn't. 8 countries have territories lying in the Arctic Circle. 5 of these, Canada, Russia, the U.S., Denmark, and Norway, border the Arctic Ocean. Each of the 5 has a territorial sea extending 12 nautical miles from its coastline, and an exclusive economic zone extending up to 200 nautical miles. In the Arctic Ocean, though none of these have exclusive zones overlaps. Where did I see it? I lost it. Darn it. Extending up to 200 nautical miles. In the Arctic Ocean, though, none of these exclusive zones overlaps the North Pole, so it lies in international waters. So according to this map, I guess it's looking, I'm thinking that they're talking about this area here. See, I was never into geography, and so therefore I don't lay any claim to that property at all. This hasn't stopped countries from trying to claim it as their own territory. In 2007, a submarine planted a small Russian flag on the seabed of the North Pole, symbolically taking possession of the spot. But Denmark and Canada also have staked claims on it. So everybody thinks they own the North Pole, except me. I don't want to own it. It's too cold. All right. That's enough of that. All right. All right. Could Homer Simpson support his family in today's economy?
Yes, that's an important thing to know, Mike.
I think it is. I think it's very important. This is by a banking company. See, open bank account, Geo banking or whatever. So, what do you think? Before I
It
read
doesn't look like you have an
do
app
think he can
named Bank
support his
Account
family in
GGG Banking.
2025?
Here's an option from the App Store.
Stumped you.
Stumped me is right. I have no idea.
I think he can't because Homer's not he's kind of barely middle
He's just
class.
a factory worker, and he's not a good factory worker.
And he's got 3 kids. So I know he can't send his kids to school, to college or anything. I'm going to say no.
Homer's paycheck's surprisingly strong.
It says here, Homer Simpson is the blueprint for the American middle class since 1989. Clock in, do your shift at the power plant, come out to a full house and a full dinner table. Wait a minute, I never got to do that. I never got a full dinner table. I don't even have a table that I use. I mean, I have a dinner table, I just never use it. Homer's paycheck surprisingly strong. For all of Homer's workplace mishaps, the job actually pays well. Oh, okay. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, nuclear reactor operators make about $123,000 a year. That's well above the national
That's pretty
average.
good.
Well, yeah. Holy cow. And then he gets those residuals off the show.
Yeah.
Their house would be a monthly bite. We don't know where Springfield is, so let's use national numbers. The median cost for a homeowner with a mortgage is $2,035. If he's making $122, that's not a big deal. I mean, I didn't make that when I was paying $2,000 a month for this house, and I wasn't making as much as Homer made. It says here on TV, The Simpsons house rarely needs more than a paint touch-up, but real homeowners aren't so lucky. In 2025, Americans spent roughly $10,946 a year on home maintenance and repairs. I don't think I spent that much, but I spent a lot on energy, on power. So even with solar, I mean, I spent a lot on electric because this place isn't the most efficient. Plus, I tend to leave lights on and things on. So I could be really a lot more efficient with my own stuff. Even with that, that's about $12,000 a year. I didn't pay. Well, I did with car insurance. Yeah, because remember, I got last year's car, not this year's, but the year before's car insurance. Car insurance and homeowner insurance ran me $10,000. This year, I paid half that. So that's a lot better. Transportation. The Simpsons' pink sedan survived from the fender benders into explosions. However, a real car in 2025 comes with serious costs. It says the average annual cost of owning a car. How much do you think that is? I think I think they're high.
I don't know. It's hard for me to read it, so I'd have to guess at around 40 grand.
The average annual cost of owning and operating a new vehicle in 2025 is about $11,500. I think that's a lot higher. That seems really high. According to AAA, and even older paid-off cars come with insurance, gas, and repair bill. I guess if you add, I guess if you have a new car, you're probably paying. I guess that could be real because, let's say, let's take a look at what I was paying for my Tesla. I was paying $1,600 a month. That's really high, but that was a high-end car. But let's say you pay. What's a fair amount for a car payment? 600, 700?
300, 350, 400.
And then your car insurance, maybe that's closer to real than I thought. So, Homer's job says here. Oh, health insurance. Yeah, that one there kills everybody. Apparently, the Kaiser Family Foundation reports that the average annual premium for employer-sponsored family coverage is $27,000. That's probably accurate because I know when I was working, that's probably your biggest expenses, your health insurance. All right, enough of that. Let's go on to something else. I just found that interesting. How about, did you see the thing that, you know who Dell is, right? Michael Dell?
Of Dell Computers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Michael and Susan Dell announced that they will donate $6.3 billion to 25 million American children, among the largest private donations ever to Americans. The donation is designed to fill in some of the gaps from the Trump accounts, 530A accounts established by Congress earlier this year. These accounts, similar to 529 plans, will be seeded with $1,000 each to all U.S. children born between 2025 to 2028. The money will be invested in tax-deferred index funds. Families who max out their $5,000 per year contributions could expect their child to accumulate $191,000 before tax by age of 18. The Dell donation is similarly provided seed funding of $250 per child for nearly 80% of the U.S. children aged 10 or younger. Kids born before 2025 whose families live in zip codes with a median income of $150K or less. The Dells are one of the wealthiest families in the U.S. Michael Dell founded Dell Technologies in 1984, and they report a fortune of nearly $150 billion. $150 billion.
That's,
It's cool that they're trying to help other people, though.
Well, my two grandkids are going to get $250 a piece.
That's cool. Yeah. I think it's neat that people that have the money that are willing to spread their wealth around a little bit. I mean, that's cool. That's not something that they have to do. It's something they chose to do. Okay. Who do you think the Spotify champion is now for the platform's most streamed artist for 2025?
Travis Kelce's girlfriend.
Yeah. No, it's not her. I was shocked by this. Spotify reveals Bad Bunny as the platform's most...
I was going to say Bad Bunny.
I didn't even realize. I mean, yeah, he was in pro wrestling there for a little while. I wouldn't have guessed.
I was going to say Bad Bunny because I know he's so popular, he made the Super Bowl halftime show.
That's amazing to me. To be taken, I mean, for Swift to be taken down by him. That's crazy. It dethrones her more than 2-year reign on that. So that's very wild. Delta Airlines reports this year's 43-day-long U.S. government shutdown cost the airline an average of, estimated $200 million for that period of time that they were having that little government thing. That's just crazy to think that $200 million for 43 days. That's eye-opening. Waymo began testing self-driving cars in Philadelphia and launches manned drives in Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and St. Louis to collect road data. That'll be interesting. So these autonomous cars are gaining some traction now. It's amazing. Have you ever seen their cars?
I've never seen a Waymo. No.
They look like this. They have these things on the roof that I guess it's a lot of cameras around, and what they do is they spin. And I mean, this is amazing technology that they're able to do this. And they're ahead of everybody else as far as the ride sharing works. It says here, Waymo says here that Waymo's adding 4 cities to its growing list of robotaxi rollouts. The company announced Wednesday that it began testing its autonomous vehicles in Philadelphia and will start manual driving data in Baltimore, St. Louis, and Pittsburgh. Didn't offer a timeline for when it plans to launch the commercial services. It's really interesting because Waymo's opening the doors for Tesla and for Amazon and all those other guys that want to do autonomous stuff. So Waymo's leading the charge on that. And I think if it continues being good, we're going to see them, even in places like yours and mine. So let's see.
It'll be a while before they get to Cincinnati.
Maybe. I mean, I guess because they have to. I don't know how they do it exactly, but it'll be interesting. Let's see here. I can save that. Save that. Lego's going to make a life-size World Cup trophy from Lego bricks. How many bricks do you think it'll take? I ask you these ludicrous questions. There's no way you can answer.
I have no idea. 9,000.
Actually, 2,842. I wouldn't have known where to start with that, but somebody has to do it. Amazon eyes deliveries. Amazon's considering launching a competitor to the U.S. Postal Office. According to the Washington Post, owned by Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, the revelation comes as negotiations between the two reportedly stagnated over their multi-billion-dollar partnership, which expires October 1st next year. Amazon's extensive logistics network delivering over 9 billion same-day or next-day items last year, and 6.3 parcels total. 6.3 billion parcels. Can you imagine? Now, I got to tell you, back before Amazon was as big as it was, we had to update. I worked in distribution, for anyone that doesn't know. We had to update our system because they outgrew a lot of our logistics. And the system became so complicated, we actually had a system that the picking was actually done towards the end of the time that I left there. The picking was done automatically. There was no human intervention, so that the people put the stuff on the shelves, but the actual system, it picked the product and shipped this product. It knew how many things fit in the box. It was amazing, the logistics involved in that stuff. But I'm thinking, when you're talking about billions of packages, I mean, that's just crazy. Delivering over 9 billion same-day or next-day items. You wonder how they did it. Well, that's because they don't have to touch it. Because the computer does all the work. To me, that's just amazing that stuff is even done like that. But, yeah, it's just really cool. Why is this going crazy on me like this? Stop. Oh, don't push too many. But anyway, so when you're thinking of sending out 6.3 billion parcels total, second only to the. Okay, so the Postal Service, they made that deal with it. I mean, I got something. I think I got something Sunday from the U.S. Mail, that was Amazon related. That to me, that's amazing that we're getting stuff every day of the week, sometime same day, sometime next day, or second day. I mean, that's just amazing. In 20 years ago, you wouldn't have got that. Just amazing how far it's come. And everybody wants their same day package or their next day package. This next thing is a fairly controversial thing. Paramount. So we know that that Netflix wants to buy the WB. And last week, I think I announced that they were going to pay some obnoxious amount for it. It was like $73 billion or something like that. Paramount stepped in and said they're trying to stop the deal. They're trying to buy WB, and they offered $108 billion to take over the WB. That is crazy.
That's a lot of money.
That's crazy. I mean, a lot of the Hollywood doesn't want Netflix to buy it. Hollywood does not want Netflix to own the studio, and they would own DC Studios and HBO and all that stuff. They don't want that to happen. They don't want Netflix to own that. That's why they're trying to buy it, so that they can't get all that stuff. The way that it was looking was that Netflix would assume the ownership of Warner Brothers. They would have all their content stemming from 1939. They would own the Wizard of Oz. They would own the DC Universe. They would own the Harry Potter franchise. I mean, that's pretty hefty. And so Paramount says, we want to own that. We don't want Netflix to own that. So it's kind of,
they're doing a hostile takeover.
Yeah.
They're offering more cash than Netflix, but the board of directors of Warner Brothers Disney accepted Netflix's bid.
Right. I'm wondering how they can do that, how they can turn that around. Because I mean, it's $25 billion. What's that?
Paramount lost out, but they think they're going around the board and going directly to the shareholders.
I mean, the shareholders would be happy if they got another $25 billion on that. Think about if you own stock, what your stock would look like. That'd be crazy stuff. That's just, I don't know.
Doesn't matter to me because I have Netflix and Paramount, so whoever gets it doesn't matter to me. I'm not losing out.
That's true. And for me, I do not have Paramount. I do have Netflix and I do have I do have HBO. So I'm a little concerned about that. But either way, I'm concerned about it. I don't really know.
I'm confused. Why would Hollywood care who owns it, Netflix or Paramount Sundance?
Because they don't like streamers. They don't. I mean, the whole.
Yeah, but Paramount's a streamer.
I know. I don't know. I don't know the real. I can't really tell you because they're not known for. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is with that. But they don't want Netflix owning it. So because Netflix is shaking up the whole industry. And I think that's the big deal is that
they don't want them to get more powerful.
Right. And right now they are. They're the only streamer really making any real money. Everybody else is still not making money streaming. Peacock, they aren't making money. And all the streamers out there, I mean, Peacock's closer to making money, but they're still not making money. And they're afraid that they're going to become more powerful than them. You think about these. It's like when cable companies came in and your ABC, NBC, CBS was all we used to get, and then they came in and, well, they didn't want these other players in there because that would shake it up and people would actually know there were other places that you could watch TV at. And it's kind of like that, I think. I think it's kind of like there's people that don't have Netflix and might pick it up because of this, or people that have Netflix and say, oh, I can now watch The Wizard of Oz on Netflix. And eventually Netflix is going to be ruling everybody if they don't, if somebody doesn't step up and stop them, if they're, whatever. I don't really care because I watch whatever I want to watch anyway. So,
well, at Christmas time, I watch a couple movies. Every Christmas, Home Alone and Jim Carrey's The Grinch.
Oh, I love the
right?
Grinch. Was awesome.
Well, they're owned by Disney now.
Yeah.
And I can't watch them now. So if I want to see them, I have to buy Disney.
Yep. Yeah.
What I might do is get it for a month and then cancel it.
And that's a lot. That's not unusual. A lot of guys do that. They get it just for the Christmas season. So, I don't know. I just think that it's really weird that they would go in there and put in another $28 billion bid or whatever it was on that, just so they could take over. And that's a lot of money. I mean, that offers shareholders $2.25 per share more than they were getting before. And that's a big chunk of change. I wish somebody would do that with Tesla. Although I'm not complaining about Tesla because our stock is doing really well.
What's it doing?
When I looked last, it was around 445. And that was today. I looked earlier today. We can look and see. Let's look. Tesla. Tesla stock price. 445. There we go. So my stock's doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So
they've recovered.
Yeah, they're doing just fine. But I might end up selling a lot of that stock just to get Lucid's Gravity. That Gravity is looking pretty good. It gets 450 miles, and their 450 miles is closer to maybe 425 or 400 versus the Tesla 410. That's probably 300. So that the price is about the same. But
do they price? How do they not price it? I mean, how do they configure the price? Is it driving the speed limit?
Well, Lucid gets 450 miles at 70 miles an hour.
Okay, that's what they do.
And if I did 70 miles an hour in my Tesla, I wouldn't get anywhere near what I need to get. So I don't know how they get there. Like when I had my Tesla new, I had 350 miles, so give or take, and I never got 350 miles. I got more like probably 300. So, it's like now with the older one, we get 270 miles is where we can charge it to, and I drive back and forth to the school, which is 130 miles, and I still have to charge on the way back. So it's costing, I'm getting half what I should probably get out of it. So
now, if you buy the Lucid, you're not going to get lifetime filling.
Correct.
But if you buy a Tesla, you will get lifetime.
If I buy an S or an X or a Cybertruck, yes. That's the thing that keeps me still coming back. And the other thing that keeps me coming back is that they have that deal with the taxes where if your vehicle is 6,000 pounds, which the Model X and the Cybertruck are, you can deduct your expenses, including your payments, against your taxes. if you have a business. And I do. And if you use your car for at least 50% of your business, which I use it for about pretty much 100% of my business, I'm pretty much going back and forth to there. So, I'm thinking I might have to go back to the X if I go, or the Lucid is just about 6,000 pounds. So, I'm looking at that as a thing to look at.
The Gravity's the SUV, right?
Yes, it is. It's pretty nice, actually. It's, and with 450 miles, that makes it pretty attractive to me because I can haul band equipment in there. I can haul, whatever I need to haul in there. So, yeah, I was deciding against that because I found out that their Dream Drive Pro is really a glorified cruise control. It's not really a self-driving, but that's okay, I guess. I as long as you know what you're getting into before you get it. You don't want to buy a vehicle that cost you $100,000 and then find out it's not anywhere near what you want it to be. So as long as you are looking at the big picture and you realize that it doesn't really do full self-driving, whereas the Tesla does. What's that?
Can you go backwards? At this point, can you go backwards?
Backwards? What do you mean?
Going back in technology. I find it difficult to go back in technology. Once I've achieved something technology-wise, I do not want to go back.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest problems I have is that I used full self-driving to the max. I mean, when I'm driving back from the school and it's in the middle of the night, the full self-driving is nice to have because I don't have to worry about things that, if you have cruise control, as long as it does avoidance and all that stuff, cruise control is decent, but it's not really the same. And so that, that's one thing that I've thought about, and I don't know. That's what I'm fighting over in my head. And I'm reading about all their software glitches that they have going right now, and a lot of those software glitches are gone with the Tesla. And if you have the full self-driving and the full the recharging, I can forgive a bit of the mileage thing because I wouldn't have to pay for the charging. So I don't know.
Just the inconvenience of
right.
having to stop.
But I still have to stop every 3 hours anyway because I, got to go to the bathroom. So when you look at it from those standpoints, okay, you shouldn't be sitting for more than 2.5, 3 hours anyway without getting up because you're, we're older and are, it's not good to sit for that long anyway. I don't know. I got to think about it. It's really a tough decision for me now because I went from thinking I could buy a used either one of those, to if I'm buying a used one, I could have a brand new one and have the charging, or all those things are running through my head. But if there's gonna be any discounts, it's gonna happen in the next 2 weeks. So that's what's gonna really make the decision. I need to keep my eye on the page every day and see if there are new specials going on. So I might end up with the X again just because of the tax benefits. So I don't know. Yeah, a lot of weird stuff.
Well, Michael, if you can deduct the price of the car,
yeah,
business-wise, what
right.
difference does it make what you spend?
That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to.
I guess the real thing is, do you want full self-driving?
Yes.
Do you want space to haul things?
Yes.
That would mean Lucid.
Yeah.
Or the Cybertruck.
Or the X. I could have the X again. The X gets more mileage or more range than the Cybertruck. If they had done the range like they were going to do with the Cybertruck, they were going to offer a higher battery pack for extra money, and that's when I was interested in the Cybertruck because of they were offering 450 miles to the charge. Then I would have jumped on the Cybertruck. Well, they changed their mind after the sales didn't turn out what they expected it to be on the truck. They had all these orders for the Cybertruck, but then once people started seeing the Cybertruck, they said, maybe not.
I hate to say it, but I think it's ugly.
I think it's not the most attractive vehicle in the world, but if they gave the right options, I would drive the ugliest vehicle in the world just to get what I wanted. You know, the range. The range is the important thing to me. So,
how's the interior of the Cybertruck? Is it appropriated?
The interior is actually very nice. I like the interior a lot. It's very spacious. So I can't complain about that. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that it's ugly, but I could deal with that because if the range was there, I don't care what it looks like. You've seen some of the cars I've had. So I don't really care about the looks. But anyway, all right, next. Okay, got that. All that Warner Brothers stuff is out of the way now. Let's see. I can let you have some. Here, I'll let you have some time. I got more stuff. I got all kinds of stuff. But
well, Australia has just banned social media for anybody under 16.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Well, yeah, it's up to the they've banned let me see where it is here. 10 popular social media platforms. They've banned Instagram, Facebook, Threads, X, Snapchat, Kick. I don't know what Kick is.
Kick is
Twitch.
is a phone-based chat system. So it's really got a lot of scammers on it.
That's too bad. Twitch, TikTok, Reddit, and YouTube. They have allowed Roblox, YouTube Kids, Google Classroom, and Pinterest. All right. So they have to determine, the companies have to determine the age of the user. So they can't just take a self-report. They have to determine it by online means.
Wow.
Pictures. They have to get on social media sites and look at the pictures of these kids, reported ages on Facebook or Instagram. They have to any official documentation that's filed online, they have to research it. This is a real imposition on these companies.
That's crazy.
And they can face a $33 million fine if they don't do it.
Wow. That's crazy. Jeez.
All major platforms except Elon Musk's X has said they will comply.
Okay.
And they've already sent messages to users. So I guess X is out of the country.
Wow.
So if he doesn't want to pay $33 million a year, he's out of the country.
Wow.
You know, Europe, he's in trouble in Europe too.
For what?
For crossing their, I don't have the article up. I forgot to bring it. I forgot to put it up. It's their free speech laws. They don't have free speech. They have nothing in their constitution about free speech. So they limit free speech.
Huh.
And Musk trumpets free speech.
Right.
Right. So he is in big trouble with the European Union.
Huh.
He's probably going to have to pull out of Europe too.
Wow. That's kind of crazy.
Or pay the fine. Now, Trump has said that he's going to do something about it.
Okay.
That he's going to punish Europe in some way, but he hasn't announced how he's going to punish Europe. So, because he wants free speech in Europe too. So he's pro Musk in this endeavor.
Wow.
You know, he was anti Musk when he took away the subsidies for electric cars.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Which hurt Musk a lot.
Yeah.
That hurt his company a lot when he took away the subsidies. Because a lot of people, right, Mike? You tell me, you know better than me.
Yeah.
But that made a difference in a lot of people buying an electric vehicle.
Well, sure it did. I would have. It's made. I mean, it didn't stop me from buying another one, but it takes a lot of people that would have bought electric to try it, and now they're not going to try it. So I don't know that it was the best decision. I don't know. I'm biased too. So I mean, I like my electric cars, and I want the best subsidies, and I want it to have the best chance of survival, and it doesn't have that without it doesn't have the best chance for survival, but it's still going to survive. I just think that we're going to see things a little differently than we would have had the subsidies still been there. So, but it's still not going to stop me from where I'm, participating. So, I don't know. I don't like it, but it is what it is, and it's gonna handicap the electric vehicles for a while, because there are a lot of people that prefer to have the gas, and a lot of,
and
especially
cafes, and the prices are going to come down on vehicles because the cafe standards, Trump is wiping out the cafe standards. They were 35 to 50 miles to the gallon by 2030.
Yeah,
I think.
They're going to have to drop the prices of the gas before people are going to want to before people are going to be happy with that, I would imagine. I don't know. I kind of I don't want to go back to gas. For me it's too difficult to go back to gas because I see the better performance in the electric cars. I see the speed, the better braking. Everything about electric, other than range, is better. And even range, if you're talking about, let's say you have a big pickup, a big 4x4 gas guzzling or diesel guzzling pickup, you're not getting more than 12 to 18 miles to the gallon. That's just crazy. I mean, that's a lot of money when you fill that up. Whereas when I get
$100, $120, $130 every time they fill up.
When I went and got electric the other day, I walked by a gas pump, and the gas pump said like $88. And I'm thinking, what the crap is going on here? 88. Last time I had a gas car, granted it was a Prius, but I think the most I've ever put in maybe in the Jeep I put $40 or $50. But that's why I bought a Prius, because all of a sudden I was paying $50, $60 to go out and do wrestling and stuff, and I was driving long distances. Man, I would not want to do that anymore. And for me, it just is so much nicer to have that. I never was into loud cars either. And my older brother used to have the loud redneck pickups that, why do you have to have a redneck pickup like that? Because you can't hear your stereo unless you get a really loud stereo. And I always liked the quiet cars. And hey, maybe that makes me a wimp or something, but I could hear my stereo. So I always thought that was crazy to have those big loud cars. And then you have the people that have those big monster diesels and all that stuff that they want to blow coal at you. So if you have an electric car, they have their car set up so they can shoot a big cloud of coal at you. And they do that just because they think that that's funny and entertaining. And I do it. I think it's just an idiot that thinks that it's funny, but I don't see anything funny about pollution. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get upset if I'm paying $33 to fill up my car.
Yeah.
So I get upset with that.
That's crazy. I mean, how many miles you get out of a whole tank?
Me?
Yeah.
About 300.
Okay. So I mean, that's about
They
what.
say They say three. I got this gauge inside that tells me how many miles I have to go. It says 390, but it drops really quick.
See,
so
so you're looking at the same thing as the electric. They're telling us it's 350. We're getting 3. I mean, the bottom line is it depends how you drive, and if you drive exactly perfect, you're going to get that number. But I don't drive that perfect. I speed. I'm bad at that. And when I'm on the turnpike, I'll do 75. I've even done 80. I try to keep it under 80, but see, that's where the Lucid comes in good, because they get their best mileage at 70. So, if I do 77 and it's rated at 450, I'll probably get 400. I'll still get 400. I'll be happy with 400. I'm not getting that with the Tesla.
Yeah, you can go down to Jersey and back on 400.
Right. And I'd be good with that. And I test drove that one Lucid, and I'll tell you what, that Lucid car was really nice. It was very, very, a lot nicer than I thought it was going to be. And that was the cheapest one that they sell. And I didn't realize that. I thought it was an expensive one. I said, "So how much is this one? Is this like is this one of the expensive ones?" He said, "No, this is the cheapest one." And I was like, "Really?" That was pretty good. So, but the problem with the Lucid is they have hardware reliant cruise control. So if you buy the Dream Drive, you can't upgrade it to the Dream Drive Premium, and you can't upgrade it to the Dream Drive Pro. Well, that means whatever you buy, you keep. That's what you were stuck with. With Tesla, if you want full self-driving, you pay for the full self-driving, and you get the full self-driving. The problem with that is, if you have a 2021 or a 2020, like our second car, or like right now our first Tesla, the hardware changed on the 2023s, and you can't upgrade the hardware. So you're stuck. But the 2023s are all running, the current software, and I don't know. I miss my car. I miss my red car. It did all the updates, and it definitely got me back and forth to Florida, and it got me back and forth to Atlanta, and it got me, back and forth to South Carolina, and I loved that car. But I wasn't willing to pay the payoff on the lease, because it was higher than it would have been for me to buy another used one with less mileage. So that's the way leases work, though. And I won't lease anymore. I mean, I could lease a brand new Lucid, high end, like one of the highest ones they've got, for about $850 a month. I was paying $1,680 a month for my Tesla.
That's half of what you were paying
right.
for Tesla.
And I still, at the end of my lease, I still would have had to spend a lot of money to get that leased car. So, yeah, I won't lease anymore. I want to have something at the end of the day, so that I can actually trade it in on something. So, anyway, what else you got?
So, how far does in Pennsylvania, how far does $100 go? You can go from $87 that $100 will buy you, or you can go up to $113 that $100 will buy you. Where do you think Pennsylvania ranks in that across the country? Well, let me tell you this: California is low at 87.
Okay.
$100 will buy you $87 worth of goods. Arkansas, it's 113. Arkansas, Mississippi is 113.
I'd say
middle of the road is about 103.
Oh, okay. I am gonna say that I'm gonna say 90.
No, it's 103.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, you get more money. You still make more money than $100.
That's interesting. Huh.
But it's funny because the blue states are the ones that have less spending power
Interesting. Huh.
because of taxes.
Yeah.
Because of taxes. In California, they have all that tax on gas. We're paying 3 or under.
Right.
In Ohio. They're spending 6 or 7.
Yeah.
California. So let's see. Ohio is 108.
Wow. Lucky you.
Lucky me. North Dakota, South Dakota is 112.
Wow.
And Illinois is, where's Illinois? Illinois is 101.
I would have expected that to be less. I would have really expected that to be a lot less.
I think it would be less too.
Huh.
But Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island is under 100. New Jersey's 91.
Wow.
So you can see New York's 92. So Massachusetts is 92. So you can see that a lot of blue states are not good. Not good.
Huh. Well, that's kind of surprising.
How much do you pay, Mike, to live in a celebrity home?
Oh,
Let's
jeez.
see. Joe Jonas pays monthly mortgage for his $4 million estate. $19,185.
I happen to have that here. Joe Jonas, there it is.
How about Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne? Their estate is worth $2.35 million. They have it's 1 bedroom, 1.5 bath residence is on the 10th floor of Sierra Towers.
That's
in
it.
West Hollywood.
That's it. It's the towers. Yeah, that's crazy. That's more money than
Their monthly mortgage is $11,391.
That's insane. I mean, but if you have it, is it really insane? I mean, the thing is the convenience of having that property in that location. I mean, if you have the money, there are reasons to do that. And there's no maintenance because that pays for the maintenance and everything.
Sure, that pays for everything.
But still. I mean, there's no way I would pay that kind of money.
Do you know who Lisa Coleman is?
No. Who is that?
She is known as Prince's former bandmate.
Okay, I know. Okay, I never knew her last name.
She's selling her French Normandy revival home built in 1927 for $2.996 million. It's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath. It includes 3 ensuite bedrooms and 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom studio for recording.
Nice.
Her monthly mortgage payment is $14,370.
So that's more than Ozzy's.
That's more than Ozzy's. So we could just go on, but I just wanted to. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, these people. Oh my gosh! Did you see Jane Russell's? Next one down.
Yeah, you got it up.
Next one down that's crazy. She's paying $40,000 a month. Here I was complaining about my 1680 for my car. Oh man, those people. If I had that money, though, I would probably buy an island. And I heard there's an island that a guy named Epstein owned that I could probably buy cheap.
Yeah. Comes with a lot of maids. They're all underage.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah.
money.
Jeez.
Oh, by the way, a federal judge ruled that his girlfriend court documents can be unsealed. So
Oh.
there might be some juicy things in those documents.
You know, I mean, I believe that people that did the wrong stuff maybe should be called up on things, but how long do you got to go back? You know, I don't know. Because I mean, we've all done bad things, and we've all done. I mean, like you and I, not as bad as they have done. I mean, we aren't anywhere in the ballpark with them, but we've all done things.
Well, look at it this way. Priests, they went back 30, 40, 50 years when they had this Catholic Church scandal.
Yeah.
They were going back. 60-year-old priests were getting arrested for crimes they committed in their 20s.
Wow.
Of course, I think sexual predators
Yes.
should be held to a different standard.
Yes, I agree with that. Jeez.
Okay, top 10 countries where you spend a lot of money in. Okay, now this does not include the plane fare to get there,
Okay.
but it's what you spend in country. Luxembourg, how much do you think you spend on a 1-week trip to Luxembourg?
1 week. Just 2 people, or how many people?
I think one person.
1 person. 10 grand.
Pretty good. It's $5,112.
Okay. Okay.
Most expensive.
Oh,
Most
okay.
Bahamas,
That's why would that be expensive though?
Bahamas,
Why do you think that would be that expensive though?
because I'm sure the hotel cost is probably most of it,
Yeah.
and eating out.
Oh,
Probably
well.
a very expensive place to eat out in.
See, but that
Luxembourg.
What do they have in Luxembourg?
I don't know. That wouldn't be my first pick.
No, mine neither. I wouldn't even have thought Luxembourg
But I
would be.
guess when you've traveled the world and you haven't been to Luxembourg,
Well, yeah. I don't know.
so it's probably like this with the restaurants.
Yeah.
My son-in-law wants to eat at Soto's,
Oh, please.
right in downtown Cincinnati.
Okay.
I've eaten there. I have eaten there,
Okay.
right? There are no prices on the menu.
Yep, that's the way they have one in Hershey like that too. The I can't remember the name of the place, but it's right on where the Hershey chocolate factory is, across the street from there. It's a really expensive place, and I don't think they have prices on the menu there either.
But you gotta ask, you're in the wrong place.
Yep. If you got to ask, you can't afford it.
Well, that's where we're going the week between Christmas and New Year's. We're gone. And guess who's paying for it?
Where are you going? Wait.
We're going to Soto's. Guess who's paying for it? Me.
Uh-oh.
There's no price on the menu.
Uh-oh. Jeez. I hate those places that add the tip in for you too. So you're stuck.
Well, the tip is added in.
Yep.
At this place.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 22%.
Ah. I mean, I usually tip 20 to 25% anyway, but I don't go to places like that. So that's a little out of my pay range.
Oh man. The Bahamas is 2,842.
That's a lot cheaper than I expect.
United States is 25,000 if you're coming in from Europe. 2,500.
Oh,
you
okay.
can expect to spend 2,500. Now I've been to Israel. Okay.
Yeah.
They say Israel costs $2,393.
Wow.
But I did not spend that.
Okay. But I would expect to spend it for that though, because I mean that's a long way. I have a friend who's a steward. He's on a plane. He's the guy that gives out the treats and stuff on the plane. He's been traveling back and forth to London every week. You know, and he's how okay. Here's a funny question. How long do you think it takes to go from here or from Texas, where he lives, Texas to London? How many hours?
8-9 hours. That's my guess.
That's pretty good. It takes him, I think he said 8, and it takes him longer to go to L.A. I think he says it took him 7 hours to go to London, and it takes him 8 hours to go to L.A.
Is that wait time in the airport? And
yeah. That's just insane. But that's what he does for a living. He's an actor, and he also, his main gig is the airlines. So, I told him I don't think I could do that. That's a long time, but he likes it. He says he's only got 10 more years to go, and he can retire. I just think it's
I don't know. Would you want to fly in a plane every week?
No, I don't like flying anyway. I keep thinking if you fly all the time, you have a better chance of dying. I know that's and he goes, well, it's the safest way to get around. I said, no, I don't think so. I think the safest way for me, the safest way to get around, I like my autonomous car. But yeah, I don't know. He says it's the safest way to get around.
Man.
I don't know.
Hey, a little politics here. I don't know if you have this, but
okay.
President Zelensky.
Oh, I saw something on him, and I really didn't grab the article. So whatever he said, I didn't.
Well, he will not cede territory to Russia. Part of Trump's 19-point peace plan was Ukraine giving up the land that the Russians occupy.
Okay.
And Ukraine said it won't do it, and the European Union agrees with them.
Okay.
So that throws Trump's peace plan right out the window.
Yeah.
And Trump is trying very hard to be the peace president.
Right. Yeah. Jeez.
So what would you do if you're Trump? Would you give up? Just wash your hands of the whole thing?
It's not really. It affects us, but other presidents would ignore it. I don't know. I don't know what I would do, because I would want people to stop fighting. People dying over that. I really applaud him for that he sticks with that stuff. I don't know anybody else that would have done as much as he's done to try to make it work, but I don't know. I just don't know what the right answer is. Do you let someone's got to step in, but it's always us. Why is it always us? Why can't anybody else do that?
Because we are the world leaders.
Yeah, well, we shouldn't be. We shouldn't be.
If not us, who?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Well, anyhow, at some point, I think Trump's going to wash his hands of the whole thing.
I think he has to at some point. He's got lots of other things to do, and the last thing he needs to do is just keep trying to beat his head against the wall on this stuff, because unless somebody else wants to step up and help, everyone's always watching what is the U.S. going to do. And we're really not the protectors of the world. And we spend all our money trying to help everybody else. And when it comes down to it, who comes to our rescue? They always criticize us, and nobody ever comes to our rescue. So I guess...
Well, America, Trump's foreign policy is America first.
Okay.
And that's exactly what you're talking about. America first.
And it should be. We should take care of us first. Now,
we've got so many problems here.
Right.
That we're not taking care of.
Right. So that's my opinion.
Your health care is going to maybe double in January.
And that sucks because being retired, I don't have that many. I do have things coming, but I'm putting out still a whole lot more than I'm bringing in as far as the businesses are concerned. You know, we're not at a break-even part yet, and in any of the businesses that I'm in. So it is kind of important to me that expenses don't go crazy. And it's been nice not having a car payment for the past couple months. You know, it's actually given me a chance to recover a little bit in money because the school's definitely costing me money at this point. But we're getting better. We're getting closer to a break even. But I'm still, just the amount of money I spend driving to and from the school, that's killing me too. I mean, not killing me, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help having that
So what did you do last weekend? Did you stay there?
No, I drove home and drove back Sunday. So, and actually next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend, I have a show Friday and Saturday at the school. So I'm going to have to drive home because of the dogs and come back Saturday.
Christine's not going to be home?
Well, she's going to be with me. We've been hanging out together. And to me, I'd rather do it that way anyway because I'd rather spend time with her. So
okay. That makes sense.
And it's not that big of a deal. You know, it's not the money. It's really not the money. It's the time. The time of driving, 3 hours one way. So, it's really the time. And but for the most part, I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I love the quality time I have with her, and I love I like driving, and
that's a lot of music to listen to.
Yeah, and I just kind of think we've been spending a lot of extra time together, and it's just been fun. So
that's good, Mike. It's really good.
I think
for me, I like to drive. I would do the same thing you're doing. I like to drive. If I'm alone, I listen to podcasts and music.
Yeah.
I'm in the car. Patty and I talk.
Yeah.
So
a lot of the times we listen to, like, I love YouTube music, and because I subscribe, I don't have any commercials, and I love because like they have playlists they make up playlists catered to what I've listened to, and also there's a lot of playlists that other people share, and we were listening to one this past weekend that was really good. It's kind of it's just, I don't know, it's a nice time of listening to stuff and enjoying being together. And
what do you pay for YouTube?
$16 a month. And that's
cheaper,
that's for YouTube.
Cheaper than Spotify.
That's for YouTube with no commercials and YouTube Music with no commercials. So to me, that's awesome, and I applaud that. In fact, I'm going to give up my Sirius satellite because I can customize YouTube Music more than I can do that. So I like it. So the only reason I had Sirius was for Classic Rewind and Howard Stern, but I don't listen to Howard Stern anymore, so there's no real incentive to stick with Sirius Satellite. So that's the bottom line, is that I don't need it. I don't know. I'm probably going to give it up by the end of the year and just stick with YouTube Music, because YouTube Music is really good. I mean, you have more variety, and you can choose your variety. Instead of listening to one station, you're listening to playlists that people made, or playlists that you made. Like I have, like my band set lists are on YouTube Music, and so I listen to the set list. So I'll probably listen to the set list for this weekend. So Friday, when I go to the school, I'll put on the set list of stuff I'll be playing Saturday, so that I remember the words and stuff for that. So it's kind of cool. And actually, something funny, when I picked a set list from some guy, at the end of the set list, they played a song by this band called the Uncle Sam Band on their set list.
They played it. You're kidding me.
Somebody had it on their set list. and it was one of our originals that one of our compilations that we made of which one was it? It was it Werewolf in Alabama? It might have been Werewolves in Alabama, which is a song that's Warren Zevon's Werewolves of London, Sweet Home Alabama, and Take the Money and Run by Steve Miller. We took words from all three of those and made it into one song, and somebody liked it enough that they added it to their playlist. So it's fun.
Spotify is and YouTube are very similar, but YouTube's cheaper than Spotify. So.
Well, YouTube has the nice thing is you have the video too, if you want to watch the video, and plus
I'm getting so sick. I'm getting so sick of the commercials where they pop in right in the middle of a sentence.
Yep, and I don't have that at all. I pay for the monthly payment. I never have any of that. None of that stuff comes up. It's just music, or just whatever I'm listening to, and it might be like I listen to some of my favorite talk shows on there too. Like Billy Madison is on there, is on YouTube. Billy Madison's a guy I listened to. I listened to him when I used to work. He was something I'd listen to all day. Bubba the Love Sponge is on there. Anybody that has a radio show, they have it on all the platforms. It's on Twitch. It's on YouTube. It's on, they have all the platforms. They broadcast their stuff so that they can monetize it. So Billy Madison gets his pay from the radio station he works for, and he also gets paid from YouTube. So that's and they're pretty funny. So it's cool. Last night I taught, or not last night, last Sunday when we were coming home, I was telling, Christine, we were talking about music and stuff, and I was explaining how the drummer and the bass player work in unison. And she didn't understand what I meant. I said, okay, listen to this. And a song came on. I was showing her Rush, for instance, Geddy Lee. I was showing her that you listen to the drums, listen to what the drummer's playing, then listen to what the bass player's playing. They're playing in unison. They play together. And I explained to her that the rhythm section is the bass player and the drummer. They have to be able to play together to make the song sound right. And especially when you have a four-piece band, when you have one guitar, one bass, one drummer, and a singer, the bass player's role in that band is bigger because he has to fill all the spots for all the missing instruments that aren't there. That's how it works. And I pulled up a couple songs and said, listen to this. Okay, here's what the bass player is playing. And notice he's playing with the drummer who's playing this. And she listened to it, and she got this aha moment that she actually understood what I was talking about. And I'd play other songs, and now she understands when I talk about when I'm listening to a song for understanding. Like when I'm playing, I don't listen to the guitar player. I listen to the drummer and the bass, because the drummer and bass tell me where I'm at. And the guitar player can play whatever he wants, but the drummer and bass have to be consistent in the way they play. And they have to they work together more than any other two people in the band. And after I explained that to her, all of a sudden you're listening to music different than you ever listened to it. Because now you're not just listening to the music and the singing and things like that. You're now listening, why does this song work? And how, and like when there's a little bridge into something different, you listen to how everybody's playing, and she understands now when I talk to her about the intricacies of a song, and how you would assume that the singer and the guitar player would be the main featured people that you're looking at, but that's not. I don't look at that when I look at music. I listen to the bass and the drummer. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you educated her. That's pretty good.
And like I was explaining how the last drummer we had, who was really good, he was a jazz drummer, but he wasn't a rock drummer, and he didn't fit in because he was a jazz drummer. He didn't know how to play like a rock drummer, and there's a big difference in that. And that new drummer that we just put in fits in a lot better, and he's only been with us a couple of weeks. And the reason is he plays rock drums, and he plays, like a jazz drummer in general is better. If you're a jazz drummer, you are better than your basic drummer, but not necessarily in a rock band. Some jazz drummers are. Some jazz drummers aren't. I used to play with, one of the songs I think we're going to play is Play That Funky Music. We're going to do that this week. But it's funny because I used to play in a band with the drummer from Wild Cherry. And it's funny because, you would think that funk sound would be a lot different than the rock sound. But actually, the drummer I had was a funk drummer, and he was probably the best drummer I ever worked with. He was very versatile and able to play anything. But, again, I listen to the bass and I listen to the drummer, and they create that foundation for the sound. If you don't have that foundation, it's not going to work regardless of how good the musicians are. They've got to be able to work together, and you have to have that foundation. Otherwise, your house would fall. So that's the thing I was explaining to her, is that I've been in music more than half my life. It's hard to think of that, but more than half of my life I've been doing music. But now she understands it, and it's kind of cool. But anyway, what else you got?
Hey, what's the number one through 5 searches on AI? Year in searches 2025. I don't know what this is. Maybe you can help me. Gemini.
Gemini, that's a search engine like ChatGPT.
Okay.
That's Yahoo, or that's Google's version of ChatGPT.
Google. Okay. Then it's India versus England. Don't know what that means either.
Huh.
Third one is Charlie Kirk.
Wait a minute. India versus
England.
England.
I'm sure that's soccer.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was thinking soccer too. Okay. And then Charlie Kirk is the third one. Okay.
And then the World Cup.
Okay.
And then India versus Australia. So I have imagined that it's India driving this search.
Yeah, I would say that it would be the World Cup is driving that. Yeah.
In the news, it was Charlie Kirk assassination, number 1.
Okay.
Number 2 was Iran, because we bombed them.
Okay.
Number 3 is U.S. government shutdown.
Okay.
Number 4 was the new pope being chosen.
So there was no articles about, say, Salt Road getting a new drummer.
Yeah, that's well, it might be down on Catch Me Up on Others, but it's not on the top there. And then number 5 is LA Fires.
Okay. Did you see that fire?
I don't know how to pronounce what?
Did you see that fire that was in China? Was it China? That fire, that big fire that was in, I think it was China or it was Japan. I think it was China, though. That was a couple weeks ago. That big, or no, it was only about a week ago. It was a big deal. A lot of people lost their homes, and a couple people died in that fire. I saw it live on YouTube. I mean, this is the weird thing about YouTube. YouTube used to be, you used to be able to keep stuff on YouTube for so long, then they delete it and all that stuff. And now YouTube has so many videos for anything you want to watch. They got something in a video. If your favorite thing was Japanese bugs, they would have something that you could watch on it. Just amazing. There's actually something I was watching. Was that on YouTube? No, that was on Netflix. It was on. There's a Visual Venture is a a person that put out these YouTube videos that are really intense. And if you ever want to watch something good, look for what do I call it? Ventures. Visual Ventures. Search for Visual Ventures, and there's this Asian guy. I only say Asian guy because he's probably American. He's not, but he's of Asian descent. That's how you know you got the right place. He puts out some really good videos on topics that I think a lot of people would like to watch. I like his videos. He does pretty interesting videos that are educational and scary. Some of them are scary. Some are just really weird stuff. But but YouTube has come a long way since its inception. Now everybody can have a YouTube channel and they don't ever delete anything. So it's good archiving. Can you imagine how many servers they have for their, and how much gigabytes that they storage?
I was thinking about how many server farms they must have.
Yeah, they have to have. And you know who owns most of those server farms?
Who?
Amazon.
Amazon, yes.
They own a lot of them things. Amazon does, and so does NVIDIA. There's another one that owns a lot of storage farms and stuff, server farms.
Well, I superficially read this article about how these server farms are in these small towns.
Mm-hmm.
They're the biggest employer in the town, and they bring in the biggest tax money in the town.
Well,
it's transforming small town America.
Now we talked about like TMI, 3 Mile Island, starting back up, and how they were never actually fully shut down, but they're going to be server farms, and it's because they draw that much power running these servers that keep all the internet up and running, and they're backed up by other server farms because you can't have everything in one place, because if that place burns down to the ground, you don't want to lose anything. So everything's redundantly across. It's funny, we were talking, Christine and I were talking about this before. Oh yeah, it was China with the apartment. But these server farms, they draw tons of power, and you got to make sure that they're backed up somewhere else, because, man, you lose a server farm, you don't want to lose any information that's pertinent to being around. Like Microsoft owns a lot of server farms too. A lot of these big places are backed up by those companies. Those are big companies. So that's something to.
Pretty amazing. So let's go song lyrics. Guess who is the number one musician of which people look up song lyrics for?
Ooh, boy. Bruce Springsteen.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny, of course. But Bad Bunny speaks better English than Bruce Springsteen does. Springsteen mumbles a lot, so I would have guessed it would have been Bruce Springsteen.
Google is set to launch its first AI glasses in 2026.
They actually have. Let me think here. I thought they launched theirs, but maybe they didn't. You know who else did is that Ray-Ban. Meta just launched Ray-Ban.
Yeah, it says here they're racing to compete with Meta.
Yep.
But I guess Meta's already done it.
But Meta sucks. I mean, I've been comparing glasses for the past couple weeks because I just bought one. I bought a set of, it's called Viture. I think it's Viture. It's really, really cool. It's really cool stuff. I've been playing with glasses for the past couple of years. I had X-Real Pro. That was a good one too. X-Real Pro is actually one of the better ones out there. But what I want is I want to be able to like when I'm out somewhere, like tomorrow, for instance, say I'm at the school, and I want to be able to work with my glasses on and not bother anybody and have my screens. And with the pair that I just bought, I can have 3 screens in front of me. Actually, I may use them on the show because that'll take some of the screens off my desk. I can actually run the screens and run the show from these glasses. They're actually pretty cool. So, yeah, these glasses are the next. Okay, so in the next couple of years, we're not going to carry cell phones. We're going to carry a device about the size of a pager, and we're going to have these glasses, and everything will be done off these glasses. These glasses they actually have glasses under $100 that will do. Let's say you're walking in another country and you don't understand the language. The glasses will simultaneously, while they're talking, they will translate it in your ears while they're talking to you, and you'll know exactly what they're saying.
What did you pay for your glasses?
Oh, mine were expensive. Mine don't do that. Mine are really meant for game playing, movies, and for productivity. With, like I said,
Okay.
but those were I got them on Black Friday sale, and they were about 30% off. I think I paid $4 something. But these other ones that do the language translation were around 100, and some of them were under 100, some of them were over 100. But they that's pretty cool for the stuff they do. You can get some that do a lot of stuff for $400, you know. If you want some movie, the movie ones are awesome. I had a pair when I was down in Florida. I took my glasses with me, and I was watching a movie in my room by myself. It was just so cool. It's just, you can have it so that it's stationary, or you can have it so that when you turn, you see a different part of the room or a different part of the screen or whatever. It's really, really intense that the things you can do with these things. So this is my second pair. I lost my first pair. I don't know where they are. But this second pair does, you can watch big screen movies on a small screen on your glasses. It looks like it's a big screen. And when you're over here next time, when you come over next time, remind me and I'll show you what it's like. It's really cool.
Yeah, I'd love that.
And you'll see if I use it for the show, you'll know. It'll be cool because I'll be able to do it more efficiently because I won't have all these monitors. I'll have less monitors, but I'll be doing the same work. So, yeah, it's a pretty cool thing.
Okay, lastly, Hamas official says the group is ready to discuss freezing or storing its weapons. Israel and the United States wants them to turn in their weapons.
Okay.
But they're saying they will freeze or store them.
Okay.
So that they can get at them at any point.
See, that I would understand that. I totally would get that.
Okay, so you're in favor of that.
Do you feel that we could trust them?
No. I want them gone completely out of Gaza. I want them out.
I do too, I think, but they're feeling like if they give up their weapons, that they're going to be slaughtered.
Correct. I mean, I do understand why they don't want to do it, but
right.
But the United States and Israel wants them gone. They want Qatar or Saudi Arabia to take them. In other words, they want to be able to send every fighter to any country in the world he wants to go to, except the United States and Israel.
Yeah.
Right? Now, Europe doesn't want them, but I mean any Arab country. They could go to any Arab country, Iraq, Afghanistan. They could go anywhere they want to go, right?
Yeah.
But they want them out of Israel. And Hamas does not want to leave. They want to govern Israel. They want to govern Gaza. And so we're at loggerheads, which means the peace process has stymied. It is at a
Well,
stalemate.
I mean, I don't want anybody to be fighting all the time, but I get why they don't want it, because they feel helpless, and as bad as they've acted to their enemies, or whatever you want to call them,
Their own people.
and you can't trust people overall. I mean, I feel that both sides should be limited on what they have, but we see how well that works. I mean, you can't trust them, and I don't know. I'm glad I'm not in that situation. You know, I understand why they feel that way, and I feel that they have a right to feel that way. And I also feel that they have started a lot of this mess. I don't know. It's hard for me to determine. I don't know any other way to do it. I mean, we're never going to have peace, unfortunately.
I don't think we're ever going to have peace in the Middle East.
No. If we haven't had it by now, we're not going to get it now. We're not going to get it in our lifetime. It's only going to be a couple years, and then it's going to go again, and then it'll be, years of fighting, and then somebody's going to come up with an idea, and people might listen for a little while, and then it's going to happen again. It's one of those. It's futile, sadly. But I understand why they don't want to give up their weapons, though. I totally get it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that I get it.
Well, they have warlords in Palestine now that are fighting Hamas, and if they give up their weapons,
right,
those warlords are going to destroy them.
Right. I mean, there's nobody going to protect them as it is. So they got to have their own insurance policy. So I get it. I wish there was a better solution, but there isn't.
I don't think there is a solution.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
That's the sad part. So.
Well, I turn it back over to you, bud.
All right. Well, we can do, let's see, it's 9:20. We can do Tom Petty, or we can do The Chosen, or if we do it reasonably at a good pace, we could do them both.
Well, let's go with The Chosen, since we put it off for about 4 weeks.
Yeah. I also have stuff from my Trump files and stuff like that. Oh, there's one other thing. Sylvester Stallone, he attended the 48th Kennedy Center honors on December 7th, and he was walking with a cane.
Oh, man.
He's 79. He's 79 years old. And so, I mean, I guess when you think about it, he's 79, he's walking around, I watch his show, his new show, Tucson King, what's it called? It's called
Tucson King?
Yeah.
Tucson King?
Yeah, something like that. And I love that show. And he doesn't show a bit of his age in that show. And I love that show. So if you haven't seen it, watch it. If you have seen it, you understand what I'm talking about. He looks tough. He still looks tough. So I wanted to say something about him being at the honors. And actually, in conjunction with that, I do have I have something else that goes with that in my Trump file. Let me see here. Where's that? There it is. We have a bunch of Trump news, too, that we didn't talk about, but the only one that's really important is that President Trump becomes the first U.S. president to host the Kennedy Center honors, distributing Lifetime Achievement Awards to Sylvester Stallone and Michael Crawford, the rock band Kiss, and singers Gloria Gaynor and George Strait. And if you want to watch, it'll be on CBS on December 23rd and on Paramount Plus. So.
Yeah, well, I believe all those groups are conservative people.
Oh, I don't know. They may be, I guess.
Because I don't think any liberal would show up.
Yeah. And, Trump hosting the Kennedy Center honors. I almost just got to watch it just to see how he hosted that. So you never know. It might be okay, but I just somehow find it funny that he was hosting it. So
I would not put it past him to want to rename it the Trump Center.
I'm sure he does. That would not surprise me in the least. Yeah, Tulsa King. That's what it was. So he burned an enemy last week at the stake. He really did burn an enemy in the last season finale. So that was a really intense show. Let me see. Is there anything else that I need to cover that because of time? No, that's the only thing.
Sorry, man, that took a long time.
Yeah. So we'll leave the other stuff. We can do the other stuff later. But I just needed to make sure that I talked about that thing. Okay, so what are we doing first?
Chosen.
Okay. Let me get the Chosen.
Shouldn't take too long this time.
No, it was really interesting that. So we're going to dive into one of the most powerful moments in The Chosen. That's season 2. Episode 8, where Jesus steps onto the mountainside and flips the world upside down. I was disappointed by the ending of it because they were guiding us towards this big speech and they ended it. I didn't expect it to end that way. I wanted to see what was going to happen, but it wasn't the sermon. It wasn't a sermon. It was like, I don't know. It was
a manifesto.
Yeah. It isn't just teaching. It's a revolution. Spoken in whispers, prayers, and blessings. The disciples, they were confused. They were tense. Rome's watching them. Everyone's watching. The Pharisees are plotting. Jesus is just like, doing his thing. And because I guess he knows what's going to happen. I mean, he kind of can see that. Focused. He's not really worried about what's going to happen. The world expected a warrior king, but instead they got a shepherd on a hillside speaking truth that would echo for 2,000 years. So there's lots of good quotes here. I found it interesting. The quotes were good. Scene 1, you see the disciples preparing the location. It kind of reminded me of a big concert, a big band concert, because they had their little area back there that they were setting up for everybody, and Matthew and the other disciples were preparing the site where Jesus would do his Sermon on the Mount. There's tension, there's disagreement. Literally, there were lots of people that were confused by this big thing, because the Pharisees, they don't want this kind of. They were yelling at him for having a too many people listening to him in the city or in that town. So now he's got tons of people showing up here, and it's kind of.
Said it was 5,000 men.
Is that what it was?
5,000 men, and that doesn't count women and children.
Right, and that's the other thing. I still have a hard time with where they don't look at women like they're just possessions.
That was the ancient world, man, and that was the ancient world. But Jesus, do you remember when the Pharisees? One of the biggest problems is that Jesus had women in his entourage.
Yeah. So the scene that the disciples will still struggle with, unity. Before the most important sermon in history, they're all bickering over things. So we see human weakness. We see God using imperfect people. There were lots of people that didn't fit in anywhere else. And you know, the more I watch this, the thing I think is interesting is that Matthew was definitely ADHD. he definitely has issues, and it's standing out more now than before. But I found that interesting.
So now, we don't know if that's true, but why not?
Yeah.
Why didn't Jesus pick somebody like that?
And there seemed to be there's not your normal entourage. You got all kinds of different types of people and people of different backgrounds and stuff like that. I thought it was interesting. So I guess the scripture that it used in scene one was Matthew 5:1. Jesus goes up to the mountain. Mark 3:13 to 3:19. The calling of flawed disciples, where everybody was saying, you know, they weren't the perfect people to be following such a thing. Then scene two. Matthew seems to be helping Jesus work on his sermon. Jesus consulted him, clarifies certain details, prepares Matthew for the reaction that this message is going to bring. How much now? My question became, what exactly did he use Matthew for? Because he knew what he was going to say.
Well, what they're trying to show is that, yeah, he knew what he was going to say, but it was a process. He just didn't know it in his head.
Okay.
He worked it up. He did what humans do. He worked on it. And he used Matthew as a scribe.
Okay. All right.
And then he did ask Matthew his opinion. Now, you know, knowing that he's God.
Right.
Why would he need Matthew's opinion?
Right. That's the thing that I came up with too, is like, why is he asking his opinion when he already knows the answer, or should?
Right.
So we see Matthew as the scribe and a disciple. Jesus values not just his skill but his mind and heart. The sermon's not spontaneous, and I thought it would be interesting because I thought that it would be. It's intentional.
I always believed it was spontaneous.
Okay.
That's how I always was taught or assumed it was spontaneous.
Right.
And the Chosen presents it as not spontaneous. You know, he's been working on it for a long time.
Right. And Christine says he asked the opinion because he wanted him to think through what he was doing, meaning what Matthew was thinking. Then the sermon's not spontaneous. Okay, so the themes, there was a partnership with Jesus. There was a divine planning. Matthew 5:7, the Sermon on the Mount. Matthew 13:52, a scribe trained for the kingdom. So scene 3, there was tension among the followers. The disciples argue about the details, how to organize the crowd, what Jesus would say, how people would react. They're worried about the wrong things. Jesus is focused on the kingdom. They're focused on the logistics and the politics. It's kind of interesting because Jesus is not just thinking of the people that are following him. He's talking to people that aren't following him and may not want his best wishes. And there's probably people that just want to know who this guy is and what he's doing. And then there's always the evil people. Well, the evil people, the bad guys in this case, are showing up just to figure out what's going on and all that. So there's a lot of diversity
and
in
how
that.
they can trap them.
Right. So the disciples argue about the details, how to organize the crowd, what Jesus will say, and how people will react. So they're worried about the wrong things. Jesus is focused on the kingdom. They're focused on logistics and politics. And people like Simon and stuff were more worried about the people that maybe he didn't like, he doesn't trust, he doesn't, he's used to the people treating him badly and stuff. So he's not looking at the big picture. He's focused on the things he sees, not the things that he could see. So,
well, there's two things, Mike, that I'd like to bring out here. One, it's all about the Salvation Army. You could put any religion in here,
right.
any denomination, but I just know the Army, so let me talk about the Army.
Okay.
I am supposed to be a minister of the gospel and an evangelist. I'm supposed to be the shepherd of my people.
Right.
I'm supposed to be thinking about theology and doctrine. I'm supposed to be composing sermons that lead my people.
Okay.
To be better people and to be more Christ-like. Do you know what I spent most of my time doing? Worrying about finances, logistics, property, vehicles, programs, food. That's what I spent most of my time worrying about. That's what the disciples were doing.
Right. Yeah.
They were concentrating on all the logistics of the situation and not on the ministry that was going to happen.
Right. It was.
And the second thing is what? Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say a lot of it is their anxiety and versus their faith, and their they didn't really understand the mission that Jesus was doing too.
Exactly.
The contrast between human thinking and divine perspective is one of the things.
Yes.
So
the other thing is, when I write a sermon, I'm very cognizant of what I think the Lord is trying to have me say. I really try to listen very intently to what I think the Lord is leading me to talk about. But I bring into it my experience, my prejudice, my biases.
Sure.
I bring in the human element into it. It can't be totally God talking because I'm a human being.
Right.
And so I think he showed that in Matthew, that Jesus just doesn't just speak without a human input into it. He uses us. He uses infallible man to get his message across. The best preachers are the ones that can get their biases and their prejudices out of the way.
Okay.
That's how you know when you're at a good preacher, is if he's not showing his biases and he's not showing his prejudices, that he's actually just trying to render what Jesus once said, what he wants to say through you. That's how you know you've got a good preacher on your hands. If you don't see any biases and now you're going to see biases because we believe in hell and we believe in righteous living, and you're going to see those biases. But I mean, you don't see biases as in all homosexuals are going to go to hell because they're homosexual. If you see that in a preacher, you don't have a good preacher.
Okay.
So that's what I'm talking about. Those biases have to go.
Right. Okay.
Right. And so that's why I think that's why he included Matthew in in the development of his sermon, because he uses infallible people.
Okay. That makes sense.
If we were perfect, you wouldn't want to listen to us anyhow.
Well, I mean, I'd be perfect too. If we were all perfect.
If we were all perfect.
Yeah.
We wouldn't need Christ.
So the next scene was the healing scene. A man's desperate situation is shown, leading into the next moment of Jesus' compassion. This reinforces why his message would matter. People are hurting, broken, wanting to, looking for hope, and let's see here. I mean, we're looking at compassion, we're looking at human suffering, and Jesus' healing touch.
And there was also a point to the healing.
Yes.
It calmed everybody down, and it got them focused on this is a special person.
Right. The Roman officials discuss gathering and Jesus' influence. They worry about unrest. They worry about maybe an uprising, I would think. Earthly powers versus spiritual authority. Misinterpretation of Jesus' mission. I mean, that would that would be an easy one to, because the Romans truly feel Jesus is going to threaten their livelihood, their world, and they're used to being in control of things. So that was something interesting. Jesus prays alone before the sermon. I'm trying to remember. Let's see here. It says here, Jesus steps away to pray alone with his Father before delivering some of his most impactful teachings ever spoken. By the way, there was something that confused me. When I guess Jesus was talking to his mother, I want to say, and she said something about if your father could be here. If it's
and Jesus said which one?
Yeah. That confused me.
Well, he had an earthly father.
But I thought it was an immaculate conception.
Well, it was a stepfather.
Okay. Okay.
So she didn't say stepfather because she's married to him. Stepfather raised him from birth.
Okay.
Some kids who have a stepfather don't call him stepfather, they call him father.
Well, yeah.
Because to them, that he is a father. I think that was the situation with Jesus. His father was such a good man. And the scriptures kind of paint him as being a good man.
Okay. That was a little confusing. Let's see here. So people from everywhere arrive. The disciples try to manage them. Matthew feels overwhelmed by the scale. What scale? I'm not sure what scale. Oh, by the scale of the people.
The size of the crowd. Yeah.
The kingdom's already spreading. Let's see here. I'm trying to think what else. People are hungry, not for bread, but for the truth. So, and then Jesus begins walking to the mount. Jesus approaches the prepared site. The disciples fall silent. The moment reaches or becomes electric, and everything seems to slow down. The history is in motion. The beginning of his public proclamation and his divine authority is, and this is when it gets real. So.
Well, the Sermon on the Mount is considered his most important words to humanity.
Okay.
So it is his manifesto. I mean, that is the best way to describe it. If you want to know Jesus, read the Sermon on the Mount.
Right.
And then add to it with other things. But what he is trying to establish is his invisible kingdom that he's trying to establish.
Right.
Is personified in the Sermon on the Mount.
And Jesus begins with the heart of the sermon, the Beatitudes. Beatitudes?
Beatitudes.
What is it? Beatitudes?
Beatitudes.
The disciples listen, stunned. We didn't get to hear any of that, though.
What?
Well, I mean, it ended before it ended before he did the sermon, I think.
Right. You don't see the sermon
Okay. All right.
because they assume you can read that for yourself.
Right. And I was actually hoping that would. I hope that do they pick it up on the next season?
It's right after the sermon.
Oh. Okay. The world.
That's why they have a Bible, Mike.
I know, but
You can read it
some
for
people
yourself.
don't like to sit there and read. Some of
I
us.
get it. I get it.
Some of us
So
can't.
listen. Get it on book. So get it on book on tape or a Bible app.
The world
And listen
says,
to it.
"Blessed are the powerful, blessed are the wealthy, blessed are the influential." Jesus says the opposite. He flips the values of the world upside down. So that's
You got the essence of the sermon.
yeah. And then Matthew watches in awe. He wanted to. He's shocked as Jesus speaks exactly the words they prepared, but with greater power and clarity. Confirms that Jesus is more than a teacher. He's living word. And then disciples look on with emotion. Different disciples react emotionally. Some tear up, some feel humbled, some convicted. Every disciple hears a sermon differently because the message touches them personally. So, and then let's see here, the camera pulls back and the massive crowd listening intently as Jesus continues teaching. It's not just a sermon, it's the launch of the kingdom of God on earth. And that's it. I mean, it was interesting. I found that interesting the way they delivered all that stuff and how calm he was the whole time.
Yeah, he was a little nervous there at one point, and I have a hard time accepting the fact that God was ever nervous. So,
but he came here as
but
a man.
It showed his humanity.
Yeah.
Showed his humanity.
He came here as a man, though, so he's going to have some
human emotion.
Yes. So, yeah, it was an interesting end for season 2.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, they had I saw there were some where's it at? Bullet points. He's not here to start a revolt. He's here to start a revolution. If we're going to change the world, it won't be through swords, but through surrender. The message is big, but the man delivering it is bigger. You want to know the heart of God, then listen, truly listen. What you're about to say, it could change everything. We're arguing about details, but while he's building a kingdom, and he chose us, even though even knowing how flawed we are. The world expects a king, not a king on a throne, not a shepherd on the hillside. I found that one was entertaining. You're about to tell them who they really are. And then, of course, this is only the beginning. So, yeah, there was a lot of stuff in this particular episode.
I thought it was one of the better episodes that he's had.
Okay, well,
so far.
I figure we'll probably start the new one in the new year because I don't want to split up the episodes too far apart. Because this was a long second episode because we didn't get to it for a couple weeks. But
yeah, let's start a new year.
I figured the new year we could start. Yeah, because I mean we've only got a couple weeks left anyway. So, and by the way, speaking of, looks like you're going to win the Deadpool unless somebody comes out of nowhere. So, well, I can't congratulate you yet because all it takes is one person that's younger than the last one that you got because yours was pretty old. But that's kind of good because that means a lot of the ones we thought were going to die didn't die. So
It's good for them. Not good for us, but good
yeah,
for
well,
them.
that's the point. So, yeah. Anyway, so is there anything else that I missed on this?
No, you got it all, Mike. You nailed it.
Well, I mean, I watched it carefully because there was a lot of stuff going on, and I tried to understand. Doug just remember the Garden of Gethsemane where he wanted to have the cup pass from him because he knew he was in, what's that word? I can't read it. He was in, hold on. Can't read it because there's something over it. Hold on. Oh, where's my mouse? Darn mouse. There it is. Okay. Oh, he knew it. Okay. Doug just remember the Garden of Gethsemane where he wanted to have the cup pass from him because he knew what he was in for. So.
Yeah, it's another example of his humanity.
Yeah.
Thank you, Christine.
Well, she's a card-carrying...
Bible believer.
Yes, that's the word. Trying to figure out the right way to say it. So, but that was, it was pretty interesting. I got to tell you. Oh, by the way, Prime Video is now charging to watch them. Just to tell you, it used to be part of our subscription, but it's not anymore. But I watched it anyway. So she says, thank you, Doug. So, all right. We still have 10 minutes. I can go back to my news.
Go back to your news. We can't do Tom.
Tom wouldn't be giving him justice.
No, he's too important.
Yeah. I like that we're doing doing the rock stuff. That's kind of cool. So I'm glad we decided to continue doing it. All right, let me get rid of this. All right, now, let's do this. Get rid of that too. All right, now I can clean up some of the stuff that I have. Let's see. All right, now let's see here. We go back. We can go back to the Trump stuff. Donald Trump plan rebuked by 22 Florida Republicans. I don't know if you saw.
What plan was that?
I'm going to pull that up right now. Okay, come on up. Newsweek, come on. Florida's Republican-led congressional delegation is urging the Trump administration to abandon the plan that would allow new oil drilling off the state's coast for the first time in decades. Donald Trump heavily emphasized energy dominance as a key policy for the 2024 presidential election, with plans to drill, baby, drill. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum then in November unveiled plans to open new offshore drilling near California and Florida for the first time in decades. This would reverse several policies enacted by the Biden administration, which sought to curb offshore drilling and expand clean energy options. Trump heavily criticized those policies, and since returning to office, he's implemented several Biden policies, such as canceling billions in clean energy grants and blocking offshore wind projects.
Well, energy independence is a strong component of America First.
Yes.
I guess it's just a matter of where you drill. He wants to drill off the coast of Florida and off the coast of California, and he wants to do ANWR in Alaska.
Right.
And he's going to be inundated with lawsuits.
Yeah.
because the Democrats and many Republicans, as we see, don't want him to do those things. And I can tell you that the largest deposit of oil in the world sits in Venezuela.
Okay.
So this whole thing Trump's doing in Venezuela is not only to stop drug runners, but it's to get the president out of Venezuela, to get the new president in that will allow our energy companies to pump that oil.
Okay.
And sell it cheaply to the United States.
All right. I guess I can understand that, but
So there's an ulterior motive going on here.
And I really think that it's the problem that I have with it, and not just because I have an electric car. I really think that we need to continue looking for new ways to generate. Clean energy is, as far as I'm concerned, should be a priority, because eventually the oil is going to run out. I mean, it may not be in our lifetime, but it probably won't be in our lifetime. But it's also cheaper too in the long run, because the sun's free. So, once you set the infrastructure up, it's repeats on its own. So I don't know. I'm a big believer in solar stuff.
Well, so am I, and so I also don't like wind farms off of coastlines because of the beauty. But when I go to Wisconsin, we pass this wind farm, and it's farm after farm after farm has these wind turbines in it. The problem with wind turbines is it costs more money to operate than they generate.
And they have moving parts, whereas with solar panels, there's no moving parts.
See, that's the key to solar.
Yeah.
Yes. But you haven't solved the problem of what do you do in the wintertime?
Well, I mean, obviously solar becomes an issue in wintertime, but that becomes a problem with even the windmills too. So, you have moving parts, you have things that you have to worry about breaking. And in wintertime, you would have a better chance of things breaking too, with weather and stuff. I don't know. But
we need to perfect these technologies.
Yeah. And maybe the idea is to combine some of the technologies so that when the sun's down, you have another technology taken over. I don't know. I just think that the sunshine is still going to be our ultimate way of getting beyond gas products. So that's my belief. Trump wins FIFA inaugural speech prize, inaugural peace prize at the World Cup draw. President Trump was presented with the soccer organization's inaugural peace prize during yesterday's World Cup draw in Washington, D.C. The FIFA president, Gianni Infantino, had lobbied for Trump to win this year's Nobel Peace Prize and announced the new prize shortly after the Nobel Committee passed on Trump. Separately, the U.S. will start against Paraguay in the 2026 World Cup. So that's interesting. Judge orders release of Epstein. Oh, this is the thing you talked about earlier, I think. Releases the release of Epstein grand jury transcripts. A federal judge in Florida yesterday gave the Justice Department permission to unseal transcripts of 2005 and 2007 grand jury investigation with Jeffrey Epstein. The judge who previously denied the request said a new federal law ordering the release of the Epstein-related records overrides a law that typically keeps grand jury files seated. Judges in New York are expected to rule on a similar unsealing request soon. So that
There might be salacious information.
Yeah. Farm aid package. The U.S. unveiled a $12 billion package yesterday to support farmers affected by the trade disruptions, particularly losses from reduced exports to China, which was the third largest market for U.S. agricultural products in 2024 at nearly $25 billion annually. Roughly $11 billion is earmarked for a new USDA assistance program that will offer a one-time payment to farmers who grow row crops such as corn, soybeans, and sorghum, while $1 billion will be reserved for specialty crop growers. The funding will be distributed by the end of February and is expected to come from tariff revenue. As of October, the U.S. had collected roughly $195 billion in custom duties in the fiscal year 2025, more than 250% of what it collected in the fiscal year of 2024. So that's interesting.
The farmers need it. They were really hurt by tariffs.
Yes. Yeah. President Trump approves NVIDIA's H200 artificial intelligence chips for sale to China. In exchange, the U.S. will receive 25% of the sale revenue. So that's interesting too. So
yeah, I don't know if that's such a good thing.
I don't know. Not sure. I just read them. I don't. Not sure I can judge a lot of this stuff because a lot of this stuff is over my pay grade. I understand there's a need to do some of this stuff, but not sure I understand the reason why sometimes. Candy giant Mars to close a $36 billion acquisition of Canova, a maker of Cheez-Its and Pringles, this week after receiving EU regulatory approval. So it looks like Mars is going to own Cheez-Its and Pringles. Let's see. This is interesting. Pearl Harbor was recently, right? I mean, the day we celebrate.
December 5th.
Yes, believe it or not, there are 12 remaining U.S. military survivors of Pearl Harbor. All of them are over 100. None of the 12 were able to attend the memorial because they're all old. They're all over 100 years old. 100. Man, that's just crazy. I didn't even think that many people would be still around over 100 years old. That's crazy. It says none of the surviving 12 military members of the bombing of Pearl Harbor, all of them are more than 100 years old, were able to attend this year's ceremony. It's part of a sorrowful trend that has been seen fewer survivors able to come out to memorialize the day in infamy. With this year being the first to see no survivors showing up, not counting the 2020 during COVID when there was no public ceremony. But that's insane to think that there's that many survivors that are over 100. Over 100. The idea of not having a survivor there for the first time, I just don't know. It hurt my heart in a way I can't describe. Whose 105-year-old father, Ira Schwab, had to cancel plans, to fly from Oregon after failing health. I mean, 105 years old. That's crazy. I mean, I can't even imagine. These people are like almost twice my age. So when you think about it from that perspective, geez, that's insane. But I found that an interesting article there. There was, let's see here. I guess I got to wrap this up here because we're running out of time now. But Freddie 2 opened up at $63 million in the U.S. That's Five Nights at Freddy's. I saw the first one. This is Five Nights at Freddy 2. The first one was pretty strange, so I would think that the second one's going to be just as bizarre. So, banks built Zelle to compete with Venmo, right?
Yeah.
That's that was an article I found today. That's really, it's hard to think of that. I would think that they would just cooperate and work together, but I guess they decided to make their own. And the problem with Venmo for me is that, or Zelle, I should say, is that my bank restricts how much I can use Zelle for, and it doesn't restrict Venmo. So
you can use Venmo for anything.
Yeah.
Plus Venmo connects with my budgeting software.
Okay, that's cool. Butterball Turkey fields 100,000 calls from each holiday season from the turkey traumatized. 100,000 calls. I just think that that's crazy. Of course, Pearl Harbor was December 7th. And Japan launched the attack. That's what I was talking about with the survivors. They attacked the surprise attack on Pearl Harbor. The strike marked the culmination of a decade of rising tensions as Japan expanded its empire across East Asia and Pacific, which with a industrial capacity unable to match the United States in a long-term war. Japanese leaders opted for a preemptive blow designed to cripple American naval power. The attack, which permanently sank 3 American ships, damaged 15 more, and killed 2,400 Americans, was a tactical success but a strategic failure. Japanese forces did not hit the base's oil reserves, submarine facilities, or repair yards, all of which proved crucial in the months that followed. U.S. Navy ultimately refloated all but 3 damaged ships, and Pearl Harbor was the deadliest attack on the U.S. at all time, jolting the public and neutralizing what remained the isolationist. I think about that. Where do you think, if we hadn't gone to war with Japan, had they not ever attacked us or anything, what do you think Japan would be like now?
You'd be a world power.
I mean, they just basically attacked, and they weren't provoked, were they? I mean, there was no why would they attack us to begin with?
Because Hitler talked them into it.
I guess they picked the wrong side.
He wanted to put the United States on the sideline so that they would not come into the war in Europe.
Okay.
But what he didn't count on was that we were able to do 2 wars at once.
Yeah.
And our doctrine ever since has been that we're able to fight 2 major wars at the same time.
Okay. I never understood why they attacked us, so that makes sense. Where would we have been?
They wanted to attack us, but they didn't dare until Hitler talked them into it.
Why would they? Because they were on Hitler's side.
Right. They were anti-U.S. They wanted to dominate the Pacific. It's the same thing China wants to do today. They want to dominate the Pacific Ocean.
Okay.
Well, Japan wanted to dominate the Pacific Ocean, and they can't do that if America's sitting there with Pearl Harbor and all of our fleet.
Okay.
So our fleet had to go.
Okay. All right, that makes sense then. I mean,
and they didn't do it until Hitler suggested suggested.
Okay.
That they take the pressure off of America entering the war in Europe because Hitler never conceived that we would fight two wars at once.
Right. Okay.
That we were capable of doing it.
Yeah. Whew. Do you realize how different it would be if we had not been able to retaliate? How different the world would be right now?
Oh, Hitler would rule. Japan would rule.
It would be a different world altogether. So, yeah, that's crazy. All right, well, I guess we can end there. I mean, the rest of the stuff I have is just... here's the article that I have on... Oh, it didn't come out anyway. The Hollywood slams Netflix deal. You were saying, why would Hollywood care?
Yeah.
Hold on here. Let me see if I can get that. There was an actual... I didn't get the link, apparently. But if I search by article... Okay, here we go. I was kind of right about it. It says Hollywood slamming Netflix proposed acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery with unions, Teamsters, DGA, and theater chains fearing massive job losses, reduced content diversity, increased power, market power for Netflix, and the death of theatrical cinema, calling it an antitrust nightmare that must be blocked. While Netflix defends the deal as a growth opportunity despite significant regulatory hurdles and industrial opposition. The key concerns, antitrust and monopoly. Unions argue that the deal consolidates power, allowing Netflix to dictate terms, eliminating competition that benefited workers and viewers during the golden age of TV. Job losses and wages fear that merging the world's largest streamer with a major studio will reduce jobs, push down wages, and worsen conditions for writers, actors, and crew. It's a threat to theatrical cinema. Cinema chains worry Netflix streaming first model will reduce the volume of films released in theaters, slashing box office revenue and harming exhibition business. Reduce content diversity. Critics fear fewer content choices and stories as dominant player role controls more production. Writers Guild doesn't like it. They called the deal an anti-monopoly nightmare and urged it to be blocked. Teamsters condemned the merger as a threat to union jobs. Directors Guild of America expressed significant concerns, planned meetings with Netflix, and cinema chains warned drastic cuts to theatrical releases and revenue. Netflix executives frame it as a strategic move to accelerate growth. I mean, that makes sense. It would help them accelerate growth, but it would, to me, it wouldn't make sense for them to. I mean, like a lot of places, like if you watch something on HBO, it was in the theaters 3 months before, so it's had some time to settle in, and I don't think they do that for Netflix. So,
no, I guess they're worried that right?
Yeah.
If I understand this.
Yeah.
They're worried that it'll be straight to streaming.
Yes.
It'll never hit the theaters.
Because, I mean, after all, Netflix, one of the things that it did, because nobody would give it, like, they used to have a deal back in the early 2000s when they first started. They had a deal with Disney, and they had all the Star Wars franchises and all that stuff. And then Disney started their own streaming service and took away all their rights to Star Wars and all the franchises for that. So I guess they've got a right to be concerned about that. But if they owned their own studio, they could make their own films and bring them straight to. I would say that there is a reason to be concerned about that, but I don't know if they would give up that
revenue stream.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these movies are making millions and millions
right.
and millions.
Exactly.
And millions of
so I really, but they would have the problem is some of these content places won't give them like Disney won't give them Star Wars now, so they can't get Star Wars on their streaming anymore. So they want to have the ability to do that, to that they can have whatever they want from their own studio. So yeah, it's interesting that I mean that's the reason that why there's all this.
Who owns HBO?
HBO is owned by Warner Brothers, so whoever gets Warner Brothers gets HBO. So that's why everybody's fighting over this. Discovery is part of that too. So
I read that they want to spin Discovery off.
Yeah, and I think Turner and what's the other one? Turner and TNT are part of it too, and so I mean, whoever gets this is going to have a lot of content, and I understand why they want to keep control of it, because they don't think that Netflix is going to do the right thing for that stuff, and serves them right. I mean, Netflix has a pretty good thing going, and they don't want to. I mean, I don't know which way they would go, but if they have, the only way you can get that content is join Netflix, they're going to get more subscriptions. So
that's right.
And they're already running commercials on Netflix now. So if you watch WWE on Netflix, you're seeing commercials on there. So I don't know. That's what the big hubbub is about that, though. So
that explains it. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah,
that's clarifies things.
Well, that's why I wanted to go back and see if there were any other articles that meant that was important for the time frame. So all right, that should do it there then. All right, well that should do it. We should be done now. All right.
Tom Petty next week.
Tom Petty, yeah. All right, that it for you?
That's it for me.
All right, well then I guess it's time to say goodbye and see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, and we're gonna do it again next week. Oh, now I gotta start this. Here we go. Ready? Go. See you next week.